episode 31, by the way.
Yeah, I know we're episode 31. I've been doing them just as long as you have. Yeah, what are you doing, Jake? Are you, like, mouthing the microphone?
I'm not even close to it.
Oh.
Doing Jake things.
Doing Jake things.
All right.
What is mine doing? How's mine? No.
You're great. Hey, everyone, and welcome. Just let me start. Hey, everyone, and welcome to episode 31 of the Knife Nuts podcast, the best and worst of 2018 edition, featuring Adam Purvis.
Woo! Yeah!
Hey, Adam.
Yeah, geez, what a delayed reaction.
Well, I thought Adam was going to speak. I didn't want to speak for him.
Yeah,
I don't want to speak until I'm allowed to speak.
This isn't Catholic school. You can talk whenever you want.
He's just froze.
I don't know. I've already been yelled at. So
yes. Just don't make any sudden movements and you'll be fine.
You're meant to be seen and not heard, except for it's a podcast, so that doesn't really help.
Yes. So I can't believe this podcast has been going on this long.
We're almost at 2 years, which is pretty remarkable.
2 years.
If you go back to do you realize that our Elijah episode was just earlier this year? That feels like a million years ago.
This has been a whirlwind
Yeah.
of a year for this podcast. A lot has happened.
When I said yes, I'll do it, I wasn't expecting it to go this long for sure.
I can't believe it's gone this long and we've done these few episodes.
Yeah, I'm surprised Brian still talks to us, period.
Yeah, seriously. After the stunts you've pulled with Brian, it's kind of nuts.
It's pretty great, though.
Yes.
I have to say I'm happy, though. I think I'm not bored of it yet.
Yeah, I should have had some like New Year's Eve music playing or like some swanky jazz.
You can do that. Can't you still do that?
It's probably going to be, remember when I tried to play that Doom Borgir song and it was loud as shit? That's probably what would happen. All we're going to get is let's just drop a bomb for the whole year. I say that as a not my beer.
So everybody either loves or hates the bomb?
Yeah. I imagine it's polarizing.
It's a polarizing effect. I guess it depends on where you are when you're listening to it.
If you're listening at work, I apologize for when we add gunshots to the soundboard.
Yeah. Oh God. Everybody just
should have never gave me this toy.
Mm.
No,
I'm still not sold
gave
on
it to
this.
you.
So either way, it's been fun. We're going to give a preemptive thank you to everybody who's stuck with us through this. As well as a special thank you to our patrons who allow us to try new things like this software we're using.
Yes.
You're welcome.
You know, we did
guys
it last
are the
episode too,
absolute
guys.
best.
Yes, you are the absolute best. And a lot of people... Sorry, Jake.
Oh, no, that was fine. It was good. It's good if everyone talks over each other when we're talking about how amazing our Patreon supporters are.
Yes.
Totally.
It makes us sound even more enthusiastic. But we've had a lot of people sign up.
I'm very enthusiastic. I really am.
They've let us do a lot of the stuff that we wouldn't have been able to do if they weren't part of it.
Absolutely. So thank you all. And thank you to all the people who have signed up recently for the giveaway tier, which is like a lot. A lot of people have done that.
For Adam's, for our little collaboration knife.
Yes.
You're all my ride or die bitches.
Fair enough.
I'm sure they appreciate that.
But we also have a lot to talk about in this episode because we have some news and we're going to also be giving out our best of and worst of 2018.
Yes. I would say the only best of list in the knife community that actually matters is it's not influenced by, having to sell things.
Because it's just to poke fun at everyone else's best of list.
Yeah. Which are all totally compromised by, financial interests.
Yeah. I hope ours isn't.
It will be next year if we're doing this by 2019.
If this goes as planned, then it will be.
Wait until something from GearBest is number one.
Our goal for 2019 is to sell out completely.
Completely.
Dude, that GearBest partnership is 100% on the way to doing that.
Oh, I can't wait.
Did you just cold call them? And we're just like, hey, we want to hawk your garbage?
No, not at all.
No, actually, he was like, I want this $600 flashlight, but I don't want to pay for it. We have a podcast.
No, 100%. That's my goal from them is to get that $600 flashlight. I should put an update in this podcast about how close I am to getting this $600 flashlight for free. That's my goal.
How close are we to getting like that Sibian machine that we talked about quite a while ago?
Oh yeah, VPON is going to be harder to reach, I think, than GearBest.
Maybe that'll be our only way of getting actual female guests on this show.
Instead of mailing them a microphone, that we mail them the Sibian machine.
You get yeah. This is the
while you're
first and last female guest.
Record with their phone.
Yikes! Big time yikes.
How is that a yikes?
I don't know if any of our female guests, potential female guests, want to be mailed to Sibi. I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn.
He's just worried about the background noise of the Sibian running.
Jake, it's already bad enough when you have 8,000 machines running. Ryan has a whole fucking CNC and we never hear it once.
It barely runs, unfortunately.
Yeah, you got to make knives for that thing to make noise. Slam.
That's what it actually is. It's definitely not his mill. It's just been a Sibian this whole time.
That is definitely the sound. I've heard those.
Yeah.
No, that sounded very... Ooh, that part where it shut off sounded very robot-like. I like that.
It's pretty robotic.
That sounded very sci-fi.
All right. Let's bring it in. Adam, how are you doing?
Wait, is Adam here? Yeah.
I'm doing well, thank you.
We're gonna have to have a second episode with Adam to do like a real interview thing.
Yeah,
it's not the right venue.
Let me preface this. There's a whole story to Adam. Like he's a knife maker turned production company thing, and we're gonna get into that. But Adam is also a very close friend of the podcast, so it's just like having another one of our friends on the show. We also did our first production knife partnership with Adam and his progeny folder, which is actually sold out. And we're actually going to be giving away the last one. This episode?
Can I say this is the one time where us being late on everything finally didn't work out because we don't have them in hand for this episode?
Yeah, we were hoping to have them in hand, but production knives are production knives, and things happen. And we want to bring you the best quality.
In the interest of perfection, though. It wasn't so much that we were late. It was just that they needed to be just right.
Adam will elaborate further. So, Adam, give us a brief, intro as to who you are and what you do, and why you're here.
I don't know why I'm here. I work for fire department full time. I started out tinkering with different crafts, decided to make knives. Did that for a little while, decided that my real passion was production knives, which is primarily what I dabble in anyway. And so
you buy a lot of knives. You're a collector. You collect a lot of knives.
I'm an enthusiast. I don't know if I'm a collector. I'm more of, I buy them, I give some away, I raffle some of them, I sell some of them, I keep some of them. I
sell some of them at ridiculous discounts to people.
Yeah,
perhaps.
it's just I enjoy knives and
fascinating.
I know. I mean, my life story is pretty interesting. So,
but you made knives before in the midst of all of this.
I did, and I think that making the knives helped me. Just understand the geometry, understand knives in general, so that when I got more into modifying or repairing or producing knives, at least I knew what I was looking at and what I wanted, how I wanted things to work, as opposed to just going into it and saying, oh, hopefully this works out. But making knives, I got to a point with making knives where I was going to have to invest a lot of money into that, not knowing if that's where I wanted to be, and that's where I somehow ended up making pocket clips. I'm not sure how that turn happened, but it did. It's been an adventure, and now we have production knives too. So,
well, that's interesting. It's because you went from making knives to pocket clips for knives, and now you're hot on the heels in your first production knife partnership with We Knives, which was the Primordial. And that was a very successful project that you had. That knife came out really great. And now you're going to your second one, which is the Progeny. So it's been a crazy year for you. And the other reason we wanted to have you here is because you're someone that I bounce a lot of knife conversation off of. So a lot of our discussion and a lot of my opinions over the years have been sort of influenced by the conversations that we've had over the past year. So as we dig into that list, I think your perspective is going to be pretty welcome.
Maybe.
Let's see. But Dave, what did you want to do first here?
I don't know. I was going to ask Adam how many of his customs were floating around, because I feel like I've seen maybe 3 of them ever. I imagine there's not many.
There's only probably 12 or 15 that are out there in the world, and I mean they were fun. It was something different to do, and I enjoyed it. But it just wasn't where my end goal was to get to, kind of where Brian was. But I think that's a whole nother. I mean, just the startup cost and learning to become proficient with CAD and CAM. That's kind of a I didn't really have $250,000. I wanted to sink into that right this minute, so I kind of ended up working with production companies. But as we've talked about in the past, what's offering the best value to customers right now? And unfortunately, or fortunately, or however you want to look at it, the Chinese manufacturers are offering the ability to produce knives with materials that everybody wants at a price point that no one in the United States is able to really be competitive with, and a quality level that's above what most people are doing. And it doesn't leave you. I would love for somebody to be in the U.S. that had the manufacturing capabilities of even if it cost more, but met that same quality standard. And right now, there just doesn't seem to be a lot of availability for that in the States, unless y'all know of something I'm not thinking of. But
well, actually, there's even one less, because Millet is not. They're sort of moving away from OEM stuff altogether.
Right, and they're so backlogged that even if you wanted to do a project, you're not going to get in with them. And now they want to do more stuff with TJ and everyone, and so what do you have? I mean, ZT is the only company in the U.S. that probably competes in a similar quality and price level, but they're doing it off a sheer volume.
Yep.
We doesn't produce anything near. I mean, what's ZT produce when they put a knife out? 25, 30, 50,000? What's we produce? 1,000? I have no idea, but ZT puts a lot out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 5,000, 10,000. I don't know, but
it's a lot.
Not even close.
It just represents the type of market that those companies are shooting for. It's just a very different prioritization. Product.
ZT isn't in. They make so much more, but are they sold in more physical locations? That's the thing that always kind of.
I would say that they're sold in more physical locations than any.
You see them in gun stores, like gun shops.
I've only seen Benchmades in gun stores, but I'm not in a lot of gun stores.
Well, and you see some ZT, some Benchmade, and there's like we have a store over here, Going Gear, that was huge for years, and they always carried a ton of like Hinder, ZT, Olight, all kinds of cool
they have
stuff.
a great selection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but ZT, I would assume that the major retailers, when they put a new knife out, they buy a ton of them, because they know they're going to sell. It's just, I think that I would assume that ZT operates at a fairly low margin, because for the materials they're using and the skilled labor to assemble it and all the machining, it's got to be expensive.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's the thing that happens with a lot. That's what we have to be cognizant of when talking about a lot of these manufacturers. It's what the audience is, and what makes sense to pursue as a small company.
Companies like we and Reate have ruined us, if you think about it, because like I've got that Kirby Lambert Crossroads. It is, look at what Brian has with the Evo. I mean, look at the quality of that, and think about where else in the world could you have that made. But now everybody's mindset.
You got to handle the prototype.
I did. Right? I did. It was fantastic, and I think Brian actually pushed Reate to do one of the nicest knives that they've put out outside of their own designs. Like most of the stuff they've put out has been simpler, I think, for a lot of manufacturer or for a lot of OEM work. And Brian seemed to actually push them more to show what they could do for their OEM side of things. But now everybody thinks, if it's the top of the line knife shouldn't be more than $299. And I think we kind of ruin ourselves too. I mean, I'm the same way. I see a knife and I'm like, oh, I don't want to pay $500 for that. I'd rather get the $300 version from China. But
absolutely, we're all spoiled rotten at this point from it.
Mm-hmm.
There's an overabundance of knives in the market.
That could be the summary for 2018. I think that's probably the best way to encapsulate what happened this year.
That definitely does set the stage for what's to come in this this list that we're about to go through.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's one thing about Brian. That's what's nice about Reate, though, is that Reate puts out such small quantity of such high quality knives that they still haven't. It doesn't feel the same when you get a product for them. Like, you pay more for a Reate because when it shows up, whether it's OEM or it's one of their own designs or something Tyche designed or whatever, it's going to be incredible.
I'm sure. That is 100% true, and I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about the different aspects a lot of these manufacturers have exhibited over the past year. Dave, was there other news that you wanted to go over before we get into this list?
See, I think it was mostly just the millet thing, which was not really a surprise to anybody, because they've kind of been talking about that for a while. But at this point, I don't even know how many American OEMs there are left.
There aren't many.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, what do you call it?
Big
Spartan
name
Blade.
ones, yeah.
Actually, ones that will make stuff for people. I guess Spartan does it, right?
I don't know.
Maybe not. I could be wrong. Chad Nichols.
I was going to say Chad Nichols.
Does he still... I haven't seen anything from his shop in a while. It feels like there was those mid-techs a couple of years ago and then kind of died down.
What's the one, the Neutron and stuff? What's it called?
Oh, yeah, Three Rivers Manufacturing. They might be the only OEM, one of the only OEMs left that we can name.
They've got some nice stuff coming up in the next year.
Too, and that's also under their own label.
Yeah, correct. So I guess they're moving out of the OEM thing. I guess it's a different...
Interesting.
Again, priorities.
Yeah.
Do we want to cover the... I guess we'll do that in the next episode. Our first episode of Season 3.
Whoa.
Because this is seasons.
This is the season finale.
This is the season finale.
Wow.
I do want to cover a lot of the CRKT new for 2019 stuff.
Yeah, there's actually some interesting stuff to talk about there, but yeah, we should save that for...
Oh my God, kill me.
Nah, you'll love it, Brian. You'll have a great
We
time.
get to be mean. It's fun.
We need to cruise through that.
No, we'll just do it next episode.
No, we're definitely not cruising through it.
Yeah.
There's some weird stuff in there.
Yeah.
All right,
Should we get started with the list? Do we have some triumphant music to usher in?
I will put it in post because I definitely don't have it queued up right now unless you want to listen to an ad spot or a bomb. So, and I think everyone's sick of all
we
of
need
those.
We need an early ad spot anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we could... Okay, you want to say... Put an ad spot here? I don't know what it's going to be for. You want to just put PVK in?
It is going to be PVK. All right, everyone be quiet.
Here's PVK. We'll be right back. This episode of the Knife Nuts podcast is brought to you in part by PVK Vegas. PVK has been selling knives on the internet since 1996. They are the largest Microtech dealer in the United States, specialize in automatics and balisongs, and have a strong selection of high-end customs. Visit their showroom on the Las Vegas Strip, a 5-minute walk from the USN show. Use coupon code KNIFENUTS for 5% off your order.
And we're back.
Wow.
Now we can really get into these shits with the awards.
Yeah, it's, yeah. Why would you play the theme song with your mouth?
Yeah, this is not the right time, Jake. Don't.
Not the right time.
You're not the Sandman. This isn't the Apollo. Don't rush us out. I'm trying to think if there's an order we should do this, because we don't really have like a big one for the end.
Let me preface by saying that the categories were picked very objectively, and they were written and picked not by a small panel, but basically by Dave and I.
Yeah, we just sort of rush these things together.
And we may have too many. We're going to decide where to stop.
Yeah, I added a few.
There's going to be some good ones.
Yeah, we would have more appreciated if you eliminated several than added a few. But we all do have... Pretty much we have our own answer for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Which is good, so it's a little bit prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we want to jump in?
Should we just jump in with going down in order?
Yeah. I mean, we don't have like a cool big one at the end, so there's no real logical order here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. So there's a lot of interesting stuff.
All right.
So the first category...
Surprise personal hit. So I guess this is just a knife that we didn't expect to like, and then ended up liking. If I had to guess what we were thinking about.
What's funny is I kind of had a different meaning. It was a knife that exceeded expectations.
All right. Well, I went with the way I just said it. That's how I chose the Zero Tolerance 0640, the new Emerson collaboration. When I got it, I was actually kind of unimpressed and didn't like it, but it has really grown on me since to be a knife I really enjoyed. And I don't generally buy that many knives I don't like these days because I have a pretty good handle on that. So, yeah, that one was actually a surprise this year.
You know what's funny is what doesn't have a good handle on it?
Oh.
The Zero Tolerance 640.
I mean, either you have to move past it or you don't. Like, it's not good. No one likes that carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber.
Yeah, nobody likes it, but either you can move past it or you can't. It's just
why would they do that? Why couldn't they just put carbon fiber?
Because green is tactical. I don't know, man. Ask Ernie. I have
no
idea.
I don't think he had anything to do with that night.
Probably not. Jake, you had 2 answers, so why don't you tell us about your 6 answers here?
Well, because he copied mine. That's what happened.
2 to 6. Yeah, well, and I part of it isn't even that specific, but I'll have to pull on Levon's memory for when we met the reps from Manly, and they had really high quality. They just came out of nowhere with those S90V. I know there was a fixed blade, and there was
a slip
joint, and I think a backlock, like a wasp.
Yeah.
A wasp, I want to say. And the joke was we didn't want to talk about them because we didn't want to blow up, the spot or the brand or whatever, and we wanted to keep them for ourselves. But I think they deserve a little recognition. Very low price point.
Yeah, they're from really fucking Bulgaria.
Knives. Yeah, low price point for knives that come with handwritten cards, authenticity cards, and hardness testing and that kind of stuff, and
a lot of attention to detail for the money.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they even measure the edge thickness and put it on their website, which is like a level of pedanticness that you don't see outside of Jake. It's like it's the perfect brand for you.
And now you.
Yeah,
that does make sense.
I do appreciate it. So I guess you've rubbed off on me.
Adam, you didn't get to handle the Manly knives. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean.
It's not a great name. Let's just agree on that right now.
The name is awful.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm going to assume it's somebody's name, and they're like, oh, you know what? It'll be cool. It'll be Manly, but in Bulgarian.
Yes, I was going to say.
That's my simple answer, but I also had to. I mean, I had to pick the Primordial because it was the first of Adam's. And I'm going back to the.
What you're doing is stealing my thunder.
Prototype.
You already picked your one knife, and now it is my turn.
You don't get to go on about all 6.
You don't get to go on.
You can go on and on about the Primordial, but I do at least have to just say the quality of Best Tech as an OEM.
Okay, no, Jake,
was a surprise.
This is the first. This is the first category. The idea.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that again.
I think you're going to have to when we get to the best OEM category.
Yeah, seriously. All right. Well, my surprise hit was the Primordial by Adam Purvis, or APurvis blades. You know, Purvis is a weird name to have in the knife community.
Is it?
It just sounds funny.
But what about the knife community specifically makes it
coming
weird?
From you? It sounds funny.
Yeah, but I'm not putting my name on a knife.
Your last name is Durkason.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Considering no one has successfully pronounced your first name ever.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I'm so perceptive of it, you know?
Levon Durkason.
Yeah, see, I would never put my name on a knife. So you're a brave man, you know?
My name's not on there. It says AP.
AP, which stands for anyway.
Always prosperous. I don't know.
Anyway, my surprise hit was the Primordial.
Good choice.
I carry it all the time.
I would carry mine if I had it, but it's been with Jake for 10 million years, so.
Oh, that's surprising.
It's evolving.
Adam, do you remember what you placed as your surprise personal hit? Because I know, because I'm looking at the list, but you don't. Do you remember what you put?
I think it was that button lock Kaiser, but I kind of want to agree with
Tangram.
Dave on the 640.
Oh yeah, you have one too, but yours has Mokutai scales, so you've eliminated half the battle.
Oh no!
No, those went to somebody else.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of hard to justify keeping for yourself.
Yeah, I didn't. it was just because I was bored. But I think the 640, yeah, except for the fact the pocket clip's mounted like halfway down the knife.
That's classic Emerson, though, so that you can get a good grip on it when you wave it. But there's no
True,
wave.
There's
no wave, so... Oh, the pocket clip is also terrible on that knife. Can we give the worst pocket clip of the year?
It wasn't as bad. I heard you talking with Levon about the 920. The 920 actually was better because it has a little bit of because the scales are contoured.
Yeah, so there's a gap on the sides.
So.
Yeah. What was ZT thinking with these extremely flat clips? I mean, they don't hurt your hand like when you're gripping it really hard, but is that a really good trade-off? I don't know.
It's a good knife, though.
It is.
Maybe I'll try one out. It is tempting.
It kind of felt like ZT was going back to their roots with their overbuilt knife a little bit. I don't
want to hear this bullshit about ZT going back to their roots. I know Jake's going to bring it up in literally our next category. I hate this shit so much. Should we get into the next category?
Yeah, let's move right on.
All right.
Which is really funny.
Because we're always negative, the next one is worst knife trend of 2018. I think last year it was superhero-themed Cerakote jobs, which have 100% gone extinct.
Yes.
Thank you for all of us. I mean, like, that's a blessing upon all of us. I went with production companies doing a bad job of estimating their production schedules this year. Because more than ever, it felt like everybody missed deadlines or took forever to get knives out, which upset people.
And it was weird. I don't know if they were doing it on purpose, but it seemed like they were just trying to get stuff out under the wire just to say that they could.
I mean, Spyderco changed his whole thing up, which, you can argue that it's for different reasons, but I think part of it is because people were getting upset about what they thought were, I don't know, unrealistic delays or something, but Spyderco's not telling us about when knives are coming out. The Copper Natrix took, 9-10 months to come out? Mm-hmm. The Bare Knuckle took 9 to 10 months to come out. Mm-hmm. Kind of a trend here.
It is. I focused most of my hatred toward the everlasting desire for the next big matrail or material, as it were, and I had to give mine to Fordite and carboquartz.
What's Fordite?
Oh,
why do I not know that? Let me Google it.
Paint, dry paint.
Is it really?
Dry paint. Yeah.
I'd like to point out I also picked Fordite.
Go ahead, Adam. Why don't you tell us what Fordite is?
No, you got it. It's literally dried paint.
So, and it's called Fordite because supposedly it's paint from a specific factory, Ford factory, where the paint machines have sort of oversprayed paint onto the floor, and the different colors sort of all laminate together. And what you have is a pile of dry paint.
This is literally garbage. You are making a knife out of garbage.
Fordite.
I can't believe that's a thing. And also, carboquartz, not for its specific, not because I think it's hideous, but I think it's grossly overpriced. And, the payoff is not even worth it.
Most people finish it terribly.
It just looks like carbon fiber.
With a little bit of white stuff in it.
Which is not good.
It looks, it's...
I don't care who you are, it's not very good.
All right, I'm actually kind of, you know what? Hot take, I kind of like this Fordite stuff. Not on a knife. It's mostly on jewelry if you go on Google Images, but I'm not hating it immediately.
It looks cool.
Is it expensive?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I imagine since it's just dried paint, it's not a great knife handle material.
I believe this paint actually cures pretty hard, though, because...
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
because it goes on cars.
Fair.
I don't know where can you see? There's Fordite.com.
It looks pretty expensive, actually. I'm seeing some prices. All right.
A website about an incidental industrial gym.
Okay.
Let's not go that far.
Well, anyway,
what's this?
This kind of stuff sucks. It's not my thing. If you like it, good for you, but I don't like it. Jake, go ahead.
Okay,
Jake.
sorry. Yeah, hang on. All right.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to go with the continued downfall of zero tolerance.
This is bullshit.
I don't know. I know where Jake's coming from, but I also
don't
think
know.
The knives are awesome.
Jake, I want to hear you explain yourself here.
Well, it's more than just my cut tendon. That's a thing of the past at this point.
Yeah, but it didn't happen in 2018.
Yeah. We've
moved past it.
Yeah, I've seen a steady progression downwards from ZT, and the only thing I will admit to is some of it could feasibly be maybe 5 or 8 years ago my standards were lower.
But downwards in what sense, though? What's decreasing about them?
Okay, well, then also keep it towards 2018.
The likelihood of a bad heat treat, that's probably the biggest one.
That shit is a conspiracy theory
have,
from Jay Davis.
No.
Oh no. I'm not talking about like watching YouTube videos or what. I'm talking about me sharpening and resharpening the same pile of ZTs over and over again because they won't hold a fucking edge. And the locks. I mean,
oh shit, that was this year. Yeah.
I know why I can see why they failed, and I haven't seen them do anything to rectify.
That is a good point. I forgot that that whole lock failure disaster was
true.
This year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go and dig as much as you want, and go grab a pile of ZTs and try it for yourself or whatever. The locks are not nearly as how do I put this?
Robust.
I'm not even asking for robust. Not as trustworthy as they should be, and not as trustworthy as similarly designed knives from other brands, or just old ZTs.
I don't get what they're doing wrong though. Like, what is it? Is it like the angle of the lock bar? I mean, the lock interface. I don't get what they're doing so wrong that makes them all fail, or not all, but
yeah. Generally, it can be a couple of things. They're doing a flat lock face on the blade tang rather than a radius, which is not necessarily the end of the world, but if you're going to do a flat radius or non-radius, then you have to do a couple other things to make sure that the lock isn't motivated to fail. And it doesn't go particularly well with a hardened steel insert, and I think maybe in their case the steel insert and the blade steels are maybe too similar in hardness. I'm just guessing here because I don't have a PhD in metallurgy, but that something in that interface is just not right, and it's been at least a year or two now that I've been paying really close attention to it, and I have not seen an improvement. So they're getting my worst trend.
I will get back into this later because ZT will come up again.
Shame.
But Brian just did a game time. He just called an audible on his worst trend, and I'm very excited about this one, Brian.
I am too. I saw what you.
This is perfect.
Put there before, and this is better.
Yeah.
It just came to me all of a sudden. I'm like, what has annoyed me about this year? And it's the whole pocket pecker myth that a big flipper tab somehow does something. I don't know. Shabazz got it going, and every jerk off and their brother is coming in saying, "Oh, I got the pocket pecker." They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. You talk to them and find out, is it because it's pecking against something in your pocket? And that's what, hearing Nick talk, that's what I always thought. And other guys, it sounds like it's sticking out, so it looks like a little pecker in their pocket. Come on, either way, that's fucking stupid.
It's a flipper. It, by definition, needs to fucking stick out.
Yeah, I don't know where. I don't necessarily get that. Like, it doesn't hit anything else in my pocket because I don't put anything else.
Yeah,
in
if you
my
have a non-reversible pocket clip and you're carrying the knife in your left pocket with a right-handed pocket clip, that's the only way this is a problem. Otherwise, the fucking pocket clip faces the edge of your jeans or the edge of your pocket.
I think most of the time they're talking about hitting stuff in your pocket. But like you said, who's putting something in your pocket with a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 knife? Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could say it's an aesthetic thing, but even then, having a big pocket clip doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad-looking knife. So it doesn't really...
Flipper tab, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Flipper tab, yes. Having a big flipper tab doesn't necessarily mean you have an unattractive or unbalanced knife.
I mean, if you're worried about the flipper tab being seen in your pocket, then your pants are way too tight. Get some looser pants.
I also just realized I was 100% wrong about which direction the pocket clip faces.
Yeah.
When it's in your pocket. Yeah, I don't know what was happening there in my brain.
I was like...
Yep, no, it definitely faces inwards in your pocket. I was very wrong about that. Okay. Yeah, I have to agree with that one. I don't understand how can you work around this? You can have a tiny. Oh my god, I almost said a tiny pecker. Jesus fucking Christ. You can have a tiny flipper like the ZT-0470, but then it just like doesn't flip as well as if they had just make it a little bit bigger.
Mine is extremely big, so it's you know, I hear about this probably more than a lot of people do.
I mean, some people have this problem. Some people like me don't. So
It's funny your customers complain, but your wife hasn't said anything about it.
She's given up.
I need all the sorts of rim shot noises in this. That's funny. Yep. I want to change mine now. I like yours better than mine. Because I didn't care about ZT never coming out with the Spyderco Smock. Like, that doesn't bother me. The pocket pecker thing does bother me.
I feel like if it were last year, I would have picked everybody's need for a forward choil. But
I would be okay with the forward choil dying. If it went away completely, I would not be upset.
I like
Why you want to take away
Detail work.
an inch of your blade, though?
Hold on, let me get really close to the mic.
so are we just all gonna
Detail work.
take detail work? Yeah, detail work.
tooling costs.
No, it's not even that. Which it probably does add to it because you have to cut out part of the blade.
You
But
cut out part of the blade. Well, no, it's the same because you have to grind part of a blade too.
fucking detail work. No one has ever done detail work.
So are you going to make it unanimously forward choils now? Or
Yeah.
just pocket peckers and forward choil.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Adam, have you ever done any detail work in your life? Exactly. No one has ever done detail work. What are these people?
So
Fucking Michelangelo? And they're like, yeah.
So, no lie. Okay, so this is a story, personal experience. My brother, what did he get? I got some vinyls in, and my brother records, high-end 24-bit audio with the records. So we were getting some really cool sound, bro. And he is meticulous about how he opens records, and no lie, it's the first time I've ever seen anyone choke up for detail work. He went into his drawer and got like a Kershaw that I gave him God knows how long ago. And he's holding it all the way up at the top with his hands like just right at the tip of the blade and surgically making an incision in the plastic on this record. And I'm standing there watching him like, what the fuck am I watching right now?
Dude, it's like
he made like a sleeve with the plastic so that he could put the record back into the plastic.
it's like watching Adam be split.
Yeah,
It's
it was
unprecedented.
the bomb went off. Yeah,
I was gonna
that was my
say-
cue.
I was going to
was
say,
your cue.
it's not an atom, but maybe cell splitting. I do what you're referring to as detail work every time I have a splinter and or other skin
Yeah,
problem.
how do you not cut out most of your
cut-
finger when
Yeah,
you're
but
doing
you wouldn't
that,
be
though?
using a forward choil to dig out a splinter.
Like
No,
like
not a forward
pin
choil,
gun?
but I do have my finger all the way up on the tip of the blade, and sometimes I'm
but
even like I'll find like the Spyderco Jester or something, and actually hold the blade
Yeah, but the thing's
It's
like
fun-
differently. And,
3/10 of an
The
inch long.
Spyderco Jester is
Yeah.
just the tip of a blade. It's a folding tip of a blade.
Yes. That thing is
And-
approximately the size of Brian's pocket pecker.
Okay.
On his knife.
Hey now.
Next.
and it's shaped identical.
Yikes.
Most impressive knife of the year. This one was a tough one for me.
I just wanted to be able to talk about the Wii 811 Tyche. The Wii knives Tyche. The Taekwondo. All right, this knife is incredible. I just am so impressed with it. I need to invent a category to give it an award because it's so incredible. And also, it is courtesy of Adam. So thank you, Adam.
Oh boy,
Brian, you're changing your
Here comes
answer
Brian.
again.
He's calling so many
Changing it
audibles.
Can I do that?
Yeah, call him audible if you need to.
Yeah.
All right, Jake.
You
why
know,
don't
you can
go
just
next?
say it. You don't even have to go. You don't have to go into the live
Yeah,
document.
he's
You
gonna
can
go
just
type
say
it
it.
again.
This is eternal. This will be etched in stone.
All right, I chose the Shirogorov Russian Hokkaido, which should not be a surprise because
It was
I think
ridiculous.
I was pretty excited about talking about it after Levon got it, but before he sold it. in that brief,
Wait, is it
brief
sold?
window of time.
Oh yeah,
Oh, he's gone. Yeah.
You
that was
didn't say
gone like within 15 minutes of me posting it for sale.
He was renting that one.
That's
he was
funny
like,
because-
my name got pulled, but I don't really want to leave this money out there. So
I
In
didn't
and
realize
out.
you had sold it because it was not getting a lot of offers at the East Coast show or the New York show rather.
I mean, I don't think it was
the appropriate venue.
the appropriate crowd.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
we were all saying it wouldn't make it home from the New York show, but
Well, after we got there and found out like who was there, I mean, it wasn't exactly a hoot
Yeah.
nanny.
well, anyway, I thought the manufacturing was really, really good. That edge was just really
that part was the craziest part about it.
really cool to look at on the transition and just all around. I was very, very impressed.
How did they keep the edge so consistent? I just don't get it.
Robots.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that shit was made by Skynet.
I also wasn't expecting a ton, so I think that's part of why I was so, because I was just not a Shirogorov believer that much, and I
It
really
was
like
definitely beautiful too.
yeah,
It was just
and I really liked
That's the
Levon's
other
dark cherry hot tea.
Hot tea. Yeah.
But that's the Hokkaido still
yeah.
surprised me.
I think that's fair.
Brian, what are you gonna do?
Nothing. I have nothing.
You have nothing?
We should have given honorary mention to
No,
the,
because
Evo
well,
Typhoon.
you had something, and
I don't.
was it
It's
before?
just. I'm not. Nothing impresses me.
yeah.
well, I liked what you had, and that's why I put question marks. Because it might be between what you have and what Jake said. So for me,
Oh, yeah?
yeah. Because go ahead and tell us.
Well,
what
then you
put.
go for it. You go. No, you go for it. I don't even remember.
I don't either.
Are you really going to play me like this, Brian?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So for me, it came between the Russian Hokkaido, which I owned and I've handled. So that already puts that at an advantage. The second thing that really impressed me from a design perspective and a perceived quality based on my experience with another knife that they just came out with it's the Begg Knives Mandera. That
God,
shady oak
I was
color.
going to say that. You stole that from me. Pick all my glory.
Yeah, so that's what's happening here. So that's definitely one that I'm looking forward to.
I mean, it's
and I guess
basically
Brian
custom
thought
made.
it was impressive too. So
I do. I did like it.
I didn't get to. Did you handle it, Brian?
Yeah, at New York.
Oh, in New York. I didn't even.
You're gonna
see it
hate me,
there.
but I just remember there's another knife that needs honorable mention that even Brian liked at the New York show.
Let me
and it was
ask you this, Jake, before you continue. Will it fit into one of the other categories in the next few minutes? Just think about that one for a moment. But either way, what I'm going to say is I'm probably going to end up giving my answer to the Russian Hokkaido, based purely on the fact that I owned it and I really thought it was impressive. But my most anticipated knife right now is that Mandera.
We don't even have a category for that, man.
That's
now I
not
gotta
a
think of putting it on the
category,
spot.
Levon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and since you just made up your own category, I'm going to say it was the John W. Smith New York Special.
Yeah, but that's not okay.
That's true. That was a very
That was
impressive
my-
knife.
Those
That's
were
me
nice.
and Brian's honorable mention because we both really liked that knife.
Yeah, that
I'd
was.
say we all really like that knife.
Yeah, I think we can conclusively say that was the most impressive one. Then, there we go.
Okay.
All right.
We all
Funny, our
changed our
answers
answer
don't
to
matter
that.
because we all just jump onto something else. That makes sense. Adam picked the
Adam.
Reate Crossroads. Okay. What
All
are
right.
you changing it to?
I am changing my answer to the Sharp by Design Evo Typhoon, and no, this is not a robot in place of some of Adam's lost audio,
There we go.
If that didn't come out,
Yay. But the
but I have the prototype and that came out this year. I definitely do not have the production version because I am not a robot sent back in time to prevent Reate CNC machines from becoming self-aware.
That's true.
yeah.
just
Good.
That
that's
worked
gotta
for
count
me.
something.
fair enough.
All right, Brian. Good job.
Great job, Brian. I'm
I mean,
sure
I-
we'll be talking about that knife well.
No, apparently we won't be because someone shot down me trying to give it an award. But I don't know. I'll go fuck myself. Best budget.
shot you down trying to give that an award.
Maybe you. We'll
Me?
get to it. We'll get to it. Best budget folder. This year was There were some really good ass budget folders this year.
Damn right.
This is like the best year for the shit.
Best year for budget folders. No question.
God damn, there were a lot of good ones. But the one that I only bought 6 of one of them, so that'd be the Tangram Vector. The button lock Tangram knife. I think it's $30 on Amazon now. It's in basically 440C.
Wait
it's
for some
so
deals.
good.
You can have them for like under 20.
They invented a detent for the button lock that isn't the same thing that Allen Lishitz did. That's like that in itself on a $30 knife is crazy to me.
It is the ultimate knife to give as a gift.
Yes, I've given so many of them now. It's the best knife to give out to people because the button lock is so much more intuitive than a frame lock for some reason.
That is absolutely, and I think it's safer too.
It is. People hate having their fingers in the way of a closing blade. I don't know how we all got over that fear pretty quickly, but like the average person,
a few times.
Yeah, the average person is terrified of this idea. Like they're just going to guillotine all their fucking fingers off.
Yes.
I don't know if they have no fine motor skills and can't possibly like remove their fingers from the path of the blade as it's closing. But
yes, people who hold knives in absolute terror, like it's going to just jump up and stab them by
every
themselves.
Non-knife person who's wanted a recommendation for a knife has been like, I don't want my fingers in the way when it's closing. What's going to happen?
It's amazing how many people, like at the shows, even will hand you the knife back open. You know, they don't want to even close it.
I don't get it.
Well, you know, when you make daggers, it's hard to tell which way they open.
Well, that one's a little awkward.
It all takes me back to when we were standing in our yard and I was videoing that one.
Yeah, that was funny.
When you guys were super duper high.
Yes, kind of like I am right now. But dumb tits. But for me, as much praise as I had for the Tangram, I went with the Civivi Praxis.
I'm glad we had different answers here.
Because I love that knife, and I think it really does usher in a new era for budget knives. Because the level of fit, finish, and action on that thing it makes the price seem absurd.
I will say it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, in comparison, I almost have to give you this one over the Tangram because it's only about $10 more. But like the sort of features you're getting, or at least like the how quality it feels in comparison to like, you know, a $300 knife is probably closer on the Civivi. Like the action is nuts on those.
Mm-hmm. And I've handled multiple knives in the brand, and they're all consistently good.
Yeah, and now they're doing it in VG10 and stuff, and it's just like for like $70. I think maybe
$37 for that Praxis.
Yeah, I think the 9CR stuff is actually a better deal. I bet Adam knows.
I agree with that. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to give it to the Civivi. The Praxis, you can really get any model you want. I just think the Praxis is a nice cutter. You get that longer blade with the...
what's...
Brian is too funny.
What's that bright green one that you just...
Hold on, I should screen record this.
It's a good way of communicating with us, live editing the document. But Jake, what was your pick?
I was asking Levon, what's the green Civivi that he just got?
You mean the Chartreuse Civivi?
Sure.
It's Chartreuse, and it's called the Shard. But it also gets called the Shart. It's lovingly called the Shart.
Oh, but you mean in that one,
really
that
nice,
really weird colored yellow one, right?
Yes, the one that's Chartreuse.
This is Chartreuse.
Yeah, in the interest of keeping,
highlighter yellow,
keeping the budget category like really budget, because I think that's whenever I hear people talking about best budget knives, it very quickly creeps up over $50 or $60, which most of the country or world wouldn't find that budget anymore. So I'm just gonna leave it there.
Now, this motherfucker's about to tell us that $10 knife he carried to the New York show from GearBest is the budget knife of the year. That fucking boat anchor.
Not over a Civivi for $37.
Yes, that fucking boat anchor. Adam, you probably were the first person I saw with Civivi stuff, so what was your answer?
Civivi. My exoskeleton is made from recycled Civivi knives. I do not have an exoskeleton though because I am a human being like David, Brian, Jake, and Levon.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Yeah, and it really is amazing. And we handled them ahead of their launch, and who was it? Joe from We. He handed us the Praxis and I think another knife, and we were flipping them and like, wow, these are amazing. and he says the price will be under $50, and I was like, holy crap! I was blown away. But to see them even go under a sub $40 price point is insane. They're really good. I'll also give an honorable mention, since we're doing this, to a lot of the Tangram lineup in general, because I think for the money they're pretty damn good as well.
And especially when you get ridiculous Amazon deals that they did.
Absolutely.
Although I think Black Month is over, alas. But I'm going to give the honorary mention to the Kershaw Bare Knuckle for $70 or $65.
Yeah, no. I'd put that as one of the best values.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's not necessarily a budget.
Yeah, that comes up later that's later in the list, Dave.
Yeah, I blew it.
Yeah, Dave.
I fucking blew it.
Edit that out. Just make it one long bomb sound.
People are so. We'll get a new sound effect for next season.
I have some surprises that you guys don't know about for next season.
I don't even know what that means, but that's classic podcast. I guess this might be the biggest award, best overall lineup.
Yeah, this is a big one. This is definitely a big one.
This is a big one, and Jake and I are going to definitely disagree on this one because I hate his and he hates mine.
I disagree with both of you.
I disagree with Jake's. I don't disagree with yours, so I guess I'll lead off here. I'm going with ZT. I think this is the best year ZT.
And Jake picked Spider Company.
You can't even see that. How did you guess it?
Yeah.
Yep, so I'm going with ZT. I think this is their best year in at least 2 to 3 years. They only released a couple of models, but all of them were hits to me. This is like, there was a lot of 7-song albums this year. This is like the Pusha T Daytona knife of the knife world.
This is a joke about Nickelback. Levon likes Nickelback. The humor in this joke is derived from the fact that public perception of Nickelback is that they do not make enjoyable music. Because Levon likes them, it is funny. It means he has bad taste in music. Ha ha ha.
No, not even... I'm editing that out. We're not even going to mention that. This is just... Every single one of the knives ZT came out with this year was awesome. I'm just going to say...
Levon,
I think
you
ZT
made
nailed
waves with your positive Nickelback comments on that live video the other day. I've now heard like 2 or 3 people giving me shit for you liking Nickelback.
I hope no one understood that I was joking around. It was amazing.
Satire's too deep.
Yeah.
He's been down to the bottom of every bottle.
Yeah. I've been wrong. I've been something.
You've been down.
I've been down to the bottom of every bottle.
I've heard that they put words in your head and ask if you're having fun yet, but I don't know. That's just, I've heard that. Have you ever looked at this photograph, by the way? We gotta get off this. Wow. I do not want to go on Nickelback tangent.
Jeez,
I want to get back to ZT.
Jesus God.
All the
we need to start a whole new podcast.
I don't care if the lock bars fail with like a light breeze. Everything else about them was great. And they're American made still. And they are, kind of reasonably priced besides the 562 tie, which really fucked this up for me.
I'm going to put this out there, though, and this is just before Jake comes at your neck. So I'm just going to put this out there. I hate that we have to use USA made as a feature. You know what I mean? I find it insulting to this country that we have to put that as a feature.
There's so few people making good knives in America.
Is that because we're about to go to Taiwan in the next one?
Taiwan.
Tyche Spyderco.
Oh.
Right. So, Jake, go ahead and talk about what you think has the best current lineup.
The best overall lineup is pretty obvious. It always has been Spyderco.
No.
When
this is insanity.
If you had to have only one brand of knife at any time in the time that we've been collecting knives, Spyderco is the most diverse and has the fewest duds.
We're talking 2018 though. What 2018 Spyderco are you going nuts for?
Yeah,
the
they had like a million.
Kapara is great.
Obviously, the pair of 3 in 68 combinations.
Yeah, you can get 12 para 3s and you'll never be let down.
No, you fucked her, bud. This one's not great.
Well, they don't fail on the locks. That's true.
Okay. I'll concede that point.
I'm just going to put this out there. None of my my ZTs have failed. So.
Spyderco came out with like 2 knives this year. The rest of them have not been delivered yet. So
now their lineup, I will give Jake credit. When they do get all the knives out that they have shown, they have some pretty awesome options that are coming out.
Yeah,
in the near future.
I have a Kapara, and it's absolutely awesome.
That's what I want right now. I want a Kapara, and I need to get one like in the next day before.
Yeah, but I'm not giving these motherfuckers the lineup of the year because they came out with the Kapara.
Right.
Like it's
Well,
good.
it also Adam's point kind of goes back to your first complaint of the night, Dave, which was waiting forever for production knives to actually hit the market.
Exactly. So this was we're disqualifying you.
All right. So just to stir things up a little bit more, I just picked Reate because
I don't think that's unreasonable.
I think they just had an amazing knife after amazing knife. Like,
are we talking their OEM stuff though? Or,
yeah, I'm talking about Reate as a brand.
What was their branded knives? The Jack,
the Jack,
and the Baby Machine,
and the Baby Machine, and everything else that came out with.
I don't think that there's enough there to say that.
Yeah, that's a terrible choice, Levon.
Best overall lineup for 3 knives. That's why I picked Spyderco, because there's like
which is also 3 knives.
12 knives came out.
Terrible choice, Levon.
What did they release? 2?
I believe there are more.
Spyderco was damn close to 2 as well. Don't give him that.
Spyderco had a lot of pictures, though.
They had
a lot of pictures,
and most of them were like rocket ships.
Okay, so then why don't you just say the most impressive lineup then is Chris Reeve, because they made an awesome knife and threw a slip joint into it.
Yeah, there we go. Fuck it, it's Chris Reeve.
Can I get this straight though? Did God's gift to the knife community get this wrong?
Ooh, Levon?
Who's that?
Levon, yeah, that was a stupid choice.
Yeah.
I'm not. How am I God's gift to the knife community?
Adam's at his neck.
I may have also picked
You absolutely picked Reate and then deleted it. I saw that shit. Don't give me that.
You didn't like how it was going for him?
Oh, that's right. He picked Reate.
He's shooting no veil to Levon after he saw what was happening.
Listen, I'm sticking by it. The Crossroads was really cool.
Oh, was that a Reate branded? Yeah, that was a Reate branded knife. All right, you got 4.
Yeah, but I feel like, and we talked about this, I feel like Leon Ma is so tightly intertwined with Reate.
So I usually pair those up too. But if you talk about the Jack, hold up. There was the Valkyrie, the Jack, the
there was
Baby
the Valkyrie.
Machine.
Uh-oh, you're pulling this one back.
Crossroads. Yeah, I think I'm winning. Sorry.
Yeah, now that they have 3 knives.
You know what? I'm on board with Levon here. This is a good choice.
You can't do that.
There's something for everyone. You can have one of those 3.
Just Benedict Arnold the shit out of this.
Well, I mean, I have
all those
the reason I'm not fighting.
Choices,
I don't know why
fixed
Jake
blades,
is fighting with me
it.
because I would almost side with him on Spyderco's side. But.
Fuck it. You know who has the lineup of the year? Quartermaster. I don't know.
Quartermaster.
We're wrong. It was
Kaiser Knives.
Kaiser
Knives.
Yes.
Yeah. We'd like to say thank you to Kaiser.
Thank you, Kaiser. You had the lineup of the year.
Lineup of the year.
I considered them just for the sake of consistency.
Yeah, I mean, would be lying. Let's be honest.
Oh, how about Artisan? They're knocking it out of the park.
Oh my God, no!
They're later in the list. Damn it!
I have something to say about Artisan. But let's move on to the best OEM because we'll get to talk about how I'm right again.
That is actually the next category.
Yeah.
I gave it to Wii because they do more OEM stuff, so I'm just by volume. I feel like they're the best, but I'm going to agree with other people when they say a different company. So
they say different company as you look at who everybody else said.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to steal your thunder.
So, I mean, I picked Reate.
Yeah, I think that also makes sense.
You know, between Brian's knives, the Liang Ma stuff, everything's freaking perfect.
Yep. They just don't make as many as Wii, and I think it's impressive the sort of scale that Wii can make these knives at, and at the quality that they're making them. But I take that back because I don't think anyone's ordered a big run of OEM knives. So maybe we don't know that for sure.
Yeah, so there's another whole category of shit. Jake, you picked Best Tech.
Yeah,
I
want to explain that one?
Partially just because, you know, it would be boring for every one of us to say Reate.
Because we're hoping the progeny turns out well.
I mean, all right, so it's a little specific, but just going through the couple of Best Techs that I've seen, counted their rings and seen their innards, I was very impressed by the tolerances and the build quality on the Black Star and whatever other Best Techs I've.
That was particularly serial killer of you, by the way.
Yeah, don't explore the insides of anything.
Yeah.
I feel like you just wanted them for the skins. Of course the skins.
What is going on?
You forgot about the smell, you bitch.
You forgot about the smell, you bitch. So yeah, just so as not to repeat Reate, I picked Best Tech, but also I really think they are a solid up and comer.
We'll find out in about a week.
There's something you should know about that Black Star, though.
It wasn't made by Best Tech.
It wasn't made by Best Tech.
Hold on, I have.
Get ready for another bomb.
Was it made?
Prepare thy bomb noise, because Elijah told me that it was Best Tech.
I also thought it was Best Tech, so apparently it's we.
What? All right, now I'm just confused.
Adam, clarify yourself.
Yeah, Black Star's we. He's got 2 knives with Best Tech right now. The one that they just put out, that's the little neck knife.
The wee little guy, yep.
And then he has that other one that's in process right now.
How did we all get it in our minds that it was made by Best Tech?
He put his OEM order in for the Black Star at the same time I did the Primordial with we. So we were tracking each other's progress.
Well, we goofed that one.
Good thing we picked Reate.
Yeah.
Brian, you also picked Reate.
Well, he was drinking when we talked about it at the New York show, so I'm gonna chalk that one up to what were we drinking? Not tequila, but
doesn't matter.
Mezcal, yeah.
Oh yeah, the mezcal.
It was the worm that made him lie.
The lie worm. The worm of untruth.
Move on.
Brian. Brian.
I answered you already. What the fuck you want me to say? Yes, Reate.
Adam, Reate. Adam, Reate.
Could go Kevin John.
Yeah.
Which is basically, so that's the same as Reate, though, right?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, let's go.
All
We'll
right.
go Reate.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on.
We're going right. Right knives won it.
Worst detent.
This one was pretty unanimous.
This is a good one.
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead. Tell us what your with worst detent was.
It was a knife I bought and continue to own because there's a lot of cognitive dissonance going on here, but it's the Giant Mouse GM5. Fuck it.
Surprising. That's surprising. It's very surprising, Dave, because my choice was also Dave's Giant Mouse GM5.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
my
it
choice is Dave himself.
I don't even know what that means.
Dave's detent is weak.
I'm just coming off the hinges over here, apparently. I don't know.
You're the detent dickhole. Dave's detent dickhole.
Fun fact, there was apparently a star basketball player at Rhode Island State College in the 40s whose name was Dick Hole.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yep. So,
Thank
you. I feel
Did
flat.
He collect knives?
Probably not. He was too busy being named Dick Hole.
Then it doesn't matter.
I like Brian's here because Brian's is actually pretty right.
Brian, go ahead and tell us.
Well, I didn't really notice any bad detents out there, but I do recall Dave saying that he couldn't fire the R.J. Martin, one of R.J. Martin's knives. So that's who I picked. But every knife I've ever held of his was perfect. So
is that best detent or worst detent?
That was the worst.
I thought it was really strong
because it was too strong. Now talk
right,
about.
He said he couldn't even.
Yeah, it was pretty. Okay,
insane. That deserves an Inception noise.
Does it?
But the question is, does Dave have problem with the child caps on medicine?
No, okay, here's the thing. Jake has been on my ass for many episodes about how I like detents are too strong. So, what does that say when I can't open an RJ Martin?
Detent from hell too.
Yeah, I've heard that one's really bad. Like if you put any pressure on the lock bar, it's just like welded shut.
You mean really good?
Yeah, you'd love it.
I don't even know what I like anymore. Fuck it.
All right. Well, your Giant Mouse had a really bad.
It did. Let's just agree that the Giant Mouse is a piece of shit and move on.
Okay.
Dave, I was gonna get you a detent increasing toolkit for Christmas.
Yo,
but
you
I
really
decided...
trust me to be using carbide bits to drill shit out?
No, I
is this a good time
I got you
for
a
me to
MIG.
take a
I got you a
break?
MIG welder instead.
And we're back.
Oh, we're back. Wow.
Well, right. I so remember worst D10. Okay, I think we settled that one. The giant mouse is a piece of shit. I have been unimpressed by both of the knives I've had from them. I don't know why I keep doing this.
In that whirlwind of positivity, we move on to the most disappointing knife we've received all year. And I don't even know if I can answer this question.
Mine will be my mini. No, it's not my mini typhoon. I love that thing.
You motherfucker.
No, it's a great knife. I have two. Well, I'm not Jake, so I have one. I'm gonna go with this. It's not a bad knife. I just really wanted it for a long time. And then when I got it, I was like, oh, and sold it the next day. It was the Defiant 7 Servo.
I don't even know what that looks like.
Yeah, I read that, but I didn't.
Les George's mid-tech company that I don't think really exists anymore. He hand ground the blades. It's a flipper. It had a really cool hollow ground blade from Les George himself. Just really wanted it, got it in person, which is like, nope. And sold it immediately. And I'd been looking for one for years. So that was a pretty big disappointment. But I have an honorary mention. I'll let you guys go first.
Mine was kind of tough. There were some knives that I handled that were bad enough to where I don't want to give them any more publicity.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What I'll pick is something that I expected a lot more out of, but isn't necessarily a bad knife. Does that make sense?
That's the same thing with mine. But it wasn't a bad knife. I just thought.
All right. So the WE Knives 815B, also known as the Double Helix, which I think is a silly name.
I am curious about how you came to this.
Okay. So did you guys handle that knife at all?
No. But I assume it's just an axis lock with no thumb stud to open it.
It's an axis lock styled knife with a peculiar design that has very thick handles, just because of the very nature of the mechanism. Although other knives like the Orbit, the Hawk locked and Surge Orbit actually, produced to a nice extent. The Helix, the Double Helix, is way too thick, and you can't really open and close it with a lot of pleasure. It just doesn't work that well.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm going all English all of a sudden, but you know what I mean. It wasn't satisfying. And we handled the prototype at Blade Show, and I feel like the lock worked a little better there. I don't know.
Who really wants to gravity flick a knife every time you open it? You
literally have to open it by flinging it back and forth.
Unless you're Rick Hinder in 2008, that's not appealing to literally
right.
anyone.
Didn't do it for me.
Jake, you had a good one here.
It didn't come out in 2018.
But you did receive. Well, the Defiant 7 didn't either.
Okay, good. The Aegis Hoplite that I received from listener/customer that I still haven't finished fixing, that had absolutely no D10 and no lock. But it was supposed to have both.
Good thing whoever made it might be getting out of the OEM business.
That was bad.
Yeah.
It's a real bad knife.
Did
you get to feel that one, Dave? I forget.
I did not.
All right.
It was pretty terrible. It was, and honestly, that was probably the worst knife I handled all year.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
The worst.
I don't know what Milla did there.
Not most disappointing, but overall worst knife I've handled all year.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, it's really, really bad.
Adam, did you have one? I see you have opted out of this category.
No.
Very diplomatic.
Let's keep that diplomacy going with the next category then.
A unanimous decision here.
Yes.
That for apparently Jake, who's probably going to have some ridiculous Dark Horse candidate. Anyway, designer of the year. This one just seems obvious.
Can we all say it at the same time?
Yeah.
Sure.
I just said it, but whatever.
Elijah Isham. He's everywhere, and he's doing cool stuff.
Elijah Isham.
I don't even know if we need to expand on this one. Just listen to the episode we did with him. He's everywhere. His stuff is super cool. It's unlike anyone else's.
Yeah, I would pick myself, but yet I use Elijah to help me do half of it. So what difference does it make?
Good point.
He has such a great eye for just design. I mean, whether it's appealing to you or not, you can't take away.
He's pushing the limits of it. Yeah, he's pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, and he's using companies that are willing to push the limits of manufacturing too, which is pretty interesting and cool, I guess.
Brian, you also picked Elijah.
I did.
You did.
I did. That wasn't a question. That wasn't a question.
Do you want to elaborate on your
It sure sounded like one.
No, the same thing that we all say. You know, it's like you said, he's everywhere. He does really cool shit. I mean, he's already said it.
I'm
Got
trying
a cool
to think
mustache.
Does have a mustache. Spends money like no one I've ever seen before.
He's a happening guy.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
I struggle to think of who would even be the honorable mention here. Ham cheese design? I don't know.
I would say
He dropped off the face of the earth.
Honorable mention goes to Jared Von Otterloo.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, he does good stuff.
Because it was really a toss-up between the two of them for me.
I
You
want to say
Tashi in there too.
Yeah, but like Tashi's always the perpetual candidate for best designer.
That'd be like saying Sinkovich.
Yes, that also would be like saying, but it goes without saying. And Sinkovich makes his
Elijah
own.
wins.
Yeah, Elijah doesn't make his knives, so there we go. Purely a designer in this.
All right. Well, the next category is actually very interesting because there's a lot of potential choices.
Yes.
This is the award for best value. It doesn't have to be a budget knife, but it has to be the overall best value for money, whether that is a lot of money or a little bit of money. How much value do you feel you got out of that knife?
Yeah. And I didn't personally buy... Oh, no, I did buy one of these. I have to go with all of the Mastrop knives that were made by We. I still can't decide if Mastrop had an incredible year or a terrible year, because there were as many good things happen. There were, like, little things that really upset people. So... I don't know, but anyway...
I would argue that it was a good year because all of the little things that did happen were so minute.
Yes, that's true.
That they wouldn't be problems for anything else that wasn't so successful.
True, if it wasn't Mastrop, they probably would have had an absolutely amazing year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those things, like, they're all around $100, and they're just so good. I mean, it's because We Knives
even
is
the
good
stuff that's just under 200 is very nice.
If they hadn't slightly changed that Terzola Mastrop thing and screwed everything up for all of time.
Seriously.
Screeching.
Yeah, it's... yeah. And I just
Our
got
Mastrop, what's ironic is one of my Mastrop Terzola actually has some lock slip.
Oh. I mean...
So, when you make that many of them, you're bound to have something that's going to...
I will say that the Gavco Thresher that I got, now that we've had the, Proto on hand for a while, and I have the full production version, I will say they failed to make some changes I think they should have made, and then they made some changes that I don't necessarily understand. They lightened the detent up quite a bit on it, and they didn't round off the corners at all on the pelagic handle style. So I'm actually surprisingly a little disappointed with that one, only because I had such super duper high expectations for it.
Well, I zeroed my choice in, and it's still a Mastrop knife, but it goes to the Mastrop Gent. I think specifically the carbon fiber and wood scaled ones I think are incredibly nice knives for the value. They're inoffensive. They're a great starter knife for a lot of people who are getting into higher end folders. And they're under $100, or I think these may be just over.
Yeah, and they got rid of the kind of objectionable satin finish.
Yeah, like the wood and carbon fiber ones come with the tumbled blasted finish, which is super nice.
I think the Mastrop Gent was a solid choice. It's very hard to argue with that, except for if we ever got to the bottom of why the S35VN was tarnishing. But we didn't really get an answer because that got overblown by Elliot's response.
My thing is, I don't think the S35VN was tarnishing. I think it was burns in the horrible satin grind.
That actually no one has brought up, and it seems likely.
Like, because there's discoloration with a lot of the We knives with the satin grinds, and I talk about this. I don't think it's corrosion per se. I think it's actual burns.
Can we talk about this arguing that's going on in the Google Doc right now between Brian and Jake?
I just want to back Levon up as far as the technical side of what he just said. It is possible, because if they're coming at that thing with like a really dull, non-Scotch Brite but kind of Scotch Brite type thing to do that finish, they could be just leaving spots that are full of junk and prone to discoloration. I could see that. Levon, you're smart. Good job. You did a smart.
That was a better response than saying, "No offense, but I'm smarter than you." No, you nailed that response.
Oh, is that how that came off?
No,
is that how it always comes off?
Just a little
That's what
bit.
Elliot
Just
said.
a little.
Oh, that's what Elliot said.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was
I
that might have been the biggest blunder of 2018. Truthfully, we didn't have a
Listen,
category.
you may have eyes, but I'm smarter than you.
Jake, I like your picks. I quite like these quite a bit.
Best value. How can you talk about value without bringing up the Trash Panda line from Aaron Frederick? Customs that are literally intended to be beaten up and finished in such a way that they won't look as beaten up as quickly as a custom usually would. And a very appropriate. I'm just seeing now someone changed the name of it on the Google Doc, but honorable mention for the Kershaw bare knuckle.
I am excited for that one to come out as a sprint run.
I saw Fuck Knuckle. I thought that was a really
Sorry,
good
the Kershaw
name.
fuck knuckle.
Yes.
And I
Fuck
think my
Knuckle
wife
is very funny.
I think my wife is coming down to give her
No.
to give her vote on. Come on, we're
Kershaw
doing
Moose
best.
Knuckle.
We haven't had
Kershaw
any
Moose.
wives as guests on the episode yet, so
Told you.
Come on! Oh my
That's
God!
good.
Now Roman's here. My dog is here now.
all right. This is
The
when we
soundproof chamber has been breached.
There's
a breach.
Been breached.
There's a breach.
You don't have like a siren effect?
Guys. Wow, if someone just did that with their own voice, that was perfect.
Started splashing.
Dude, season 3, I'm gonna have the full sound effects on deck. This basically is just gonna be a Gallagher show.
I'm dying.
That was a great siren, whoever did that.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
It sounded like
All
a
right.
siren that was just coming out of the closet.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yeah.
Hold on, Katie's here.
Worst knife maker of the year, Brian Nadeau.
Oh, damn.
What the hell did I do to deserve that?
Damn.
You didn't wear the knife nut shirt at the knife show.
I didn't wear the knife nut shirt either.
And you suck too, but you're not a knife maker.
There we go.
Worst podcast
Damn.
member.
Damn, that was even.
I wear that shirt
You
all
suck
the
too,
time.
and you're
It's
not a
actually
knife maker.
worn.
You don't wear the band shirt to the concert.
He wears it in his garage. And yeah, that's true. You don't want to
She's
be
got-
that guy.
Yeah, you don't want to be a poser and wear the band shirt to the concert. I'm not gonna wear my own shit to the knife show. It's a parallel.
What you do wear to the band show is like an obscure, linked band
Yeah.
T-shirt to the band that's playing.
Yeah, it's a classic dick measuring contest for whoever has the most obscure band shirt.
Wait, what the fuck
Who
is
be
that?
stropping right now or something?
I'm sorry, that was me.
That wasn't Jake.
I'm so devastated by this shit. I'm like,
You gotta get to work.
I gotta go
fall down
sharpen
next to the-
something.
Did you fall down in front of your CNC again?
no, please, that's the last thing I need.
Brian's loading up the Heckler and Coke right now.
Yeah. He's just I'm coming for you.
She picks on you because secretly she has a crush on your
Crush.
pocket pecker, Brian.
My big pocket pecker.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting serious. Jake, it's time to go to the bunker.
Oh no, I don't have a firearm within arm's reach. What?
That's not good.
All right, so Brian will be back in a couple hours. We'll have one less podcast.
Or he won't. One of the two.
No, he won't. No, he's just gonna go. He's gonna go take it out on like the
The mail lady.
neighborhood dog or something.
Mail lady.
Yikes.
It's not a mail lady anymore. It's a guy now.
Well,
I know.
I think we may have committed a federal crime by saying that. So let's definitely transition to Adam's choice.
Yeah, Adam. What's your?
Adam has been silent probably because he doesn't need these kind of problems in his life.
I'm so confused about where we are right now. I started reading.
Best
something, and
value.
Then there was a female talking. I don't even know what happened. That really threw me off too because if you're reading
on deck.
That is the first woman's voice that's ever appeared on this podcast.
Stella's was the first.
When somebody sends you a message and you're reading it, and then all of a sudden someone's lovely wife is speaking in the background, it kind of brings you back. Best value, I said the fixed blades that I ordered from Slovakia, from Jan.
From Yugoslavia.
Nope, Slovakia.
Yeah, you won on that one. That is the correct answer.
Yugoslavia is not even a country.
Yes, correct.
Don't try and tell me that.
Jan Hyphenek, whatever. Fantastic guy, and if he was selling his products in the U.S., they'd probably be about twice the price. Unfortunately, enough people have been turned on to him now that if you don't get into his ordering soon, you probably won't get one. But
yeah, no, we're
going to remove all of this, his entire answer to that question from this, because I still haven't gotten on his list.
You don't want to blow a spot?
When I say get on his list, I email him, and 2 weeks later, there's a knife coming.
Yeah.
And then a week later, it's here.
That's legit. That is a worthwhile thing to do right now. Yeah, if you like knives,
he's smoking
at all. His knives are fucking amazing.
Yeah,
they really are.
And his Hamon may be the best in the game right now. I mean, what he did with those skulls and that one he auctioned, whether you like it or not, the fact that he pulled it off was incredible.
It's
bee's knees.
They're pretty amazing.
But I mean, I saw the pictures that you were posting on Instagram, and it compared to seeing it in person, the pictures did nothing for me. You really just have to see that thing or see his work. It's amazing.
It is.
I mean, I immediately cut my finger to the bone as soon as I purchased it. That's how much I liked it.
That swedge is very deceptive.
Oh, the sharpened swedge!
That got everybody.
Yeah. I was like, well, I went outside, I chopped a limb off my tree because you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a 1095 blade. So I said, let's put some oil on it, threw a shirt across the top of it, and just ran my finger right down the swedge. I mean,
classic.
Right over that edge. And immediately I was like, oh, I have made a horrible error. But it was a very clean cut, nice and sharp.
You having that same reaction?
When your swedge,
full of oil.
His swedge will pop hair. So,
Jesus.
If you don't need that, you might want to ask him for the, zero ground or maybe not quite zero ground swedge.
Yeah,
I would definitely get a sharpened swedge. Why the hell not?
It's super cool. Just remember it's there.
It's hard to remember it's there. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, you don't think about it.
I might need to get me one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the nemesis.
Moving on to is this your favorite?
It kind of is, only because our answers we're very unanimous on this one.
Yeah.
We're just a voting block here.
So the worst value in the knife industry. Worst value.
Everything coming out of Italy.
Literally everything. Like, it's not to say they're incapable of producing a good knife, because they're capable of producing a nice knife. They're certainly not capable of producing one that's good value for money.
Yes. Well, how about that CRKT Ken Onion one that's $425 and doesn't have a lock bar insert?
Mm-hmm.
And has 8,000 screws holding the insert, the inlay in place? It's truly something to behold. Those Makita knives, the one that's supposed to save Italy's economy, finally dropped, and it's $140 for a slip joint.
Fail.
I just don't get it.
And I, honest to God, I've never handled an Italian knife that didn't need some sort of work.
I have actually stopped buying them, which is amazing because I continue to buy things that aren't good.
You really do. So do I, somehow.
Yeah. So that Fox one also, let's not talk too much about it, but man, that one was objectionable in price. Ooh, Pelican or whatever.
Jake, I saw you just sneakily add something to this, even though we were unanimous on saying everything from it.
This is sort of tangential, but
we'll give it to you. Go ahead, Dave. Jake.
Worst value. And I'm not talking worst knives or worst product, just worst value. What you pay versus what you get goes to European table prices.
We're just doubling down on this.
I know, and I was still thinking about it after
Gluttons
the last
for
episode,
punishment.
Yeah.
and I really felt bad because I know those guys are just
Dude, when the
Nice as
snailers
can-
come after you with 4 snailers on each hand, and they put the beats on you, I'm not going to be there. I have nothing to do with this.
APurvis Blades does not agree with any of this.
Yes.
and it's just a matter of not being there to see their rise to stardom, and that's all it is.
Just let me know what it's like to be punched in the face with a metal snail, because I don't want to know. I'm not about
I
that.
suppose we could just throw Shirogorov into this.
Yes, that's a good one to throw under the bus, because people are usually okay with that.
Yeah.
Hey, did we do best new maker? Yeah.
No,
We
not
didn't
yet.
get to that yet. That's coming up. Don't worry.
You didn't miss
Okay,
anything.
I just saw a video.
What are you going
on
to pick,
Instagram.
Shirogorov?
No, I changed my mind.
Best new
No, I
maker,
picked-
Shirogorov.
I picked Brian as the best new maker, but
But we're down.
but actually, I know. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Kick him off of this podcast, will you?
Here, I'll just hang up.
I think Loveless might be the best new maker.
Brian, we need one for best non-knife maker who actually makes knives somehow.
Oh
You
god.
just heard him loading up H&K. What you're really just asking for it now. He's on his way. That's why he's quiet.
All right. Okay. So, in the meantime, here's the award for best knife meme.
Okay, I'll allow it. Solid pun. I wanted to delete this one only because I couldn't come up with an answer. So pass.
I didn't have an answer.
Adam did too. I thought the only one that I really enjoyed was Levon's D2 Christmas tree.
That one was very funny. We are fucking idiots. How did we forget about the Heater Nation one?
The Heater Nation is clearly
The Heater Nation one is 100% the winner.
Yeah, 100%.
That was good.
The Heater Nation guy just became a legend in the knife community overnight.
I feel like he's going to transcend genres.
That shit is just incredible. Take yours.
Are we yapping right now?
I think we
We're
might
yapping
be.
at Heater
No,
Nation.
actually, let's make it
Yeah.
very clear. You are yapping at some people from Denmark before. I was not. We are definitely yapping at Heater Nation.
We are definitely yapping. So, Dave, this is your favorite award. So go for it. The next one is Wing.
You bit my swag here. All right, so Wingding of the Week has not been a very consistent segment in this podcast, but I do want to give Wingding of the Year this year, and it's actually not going to go to one individual because I didn't think anyone pulled enough scams or anything this year to really get it. But I did want to say this was the year where the comment section finally turned, like, it jumped the shark into terrible, and now everybody is... Yeah, so everybody's super negative and cynical about everything now. It's crazy. Like, I feel like it's a tangible difference in the past. Now that we're at peak saturation, there's tons of people.
With best examples being Mastrop's comment section, and for me personally, Nick Shabazz comment section.
Oh, yeah. Yep. We
Oh
talked
my
about
God,
it.
both on-
Like, it just gives people license to talk just nonsense.
It's the worst.
It's insane. Like, you can't please... I would say, you can't please everyone. You can't even please, like, 10% of people anymore in the knife community.
But the funny thing is, none of these people would ever talk to someone's face the way they will on
Never
the
do.
Yes.
And it's...
Like if you ran into them at Blade Show, they'd be like, "Oh, hey, buddy, love your stuff."
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. Wingding
It's
of the
okay.
Year is the words, hey, brother.
May I have
It seriously
some
is.
notes?
See,
May I have
that's
some
not
notes?
fair. That's not fair because I'm in the fire department and everyone calls everyone brother. So
Yeah, well, I mean...
Yeah, well, these are knife awards, all right?
Yeah, this is the firefighter
Not
awards.
fire awards.
And that's
cool.
going to Rick Hinderer. The
Have
most-
you
Just a mi-
uncovered any house fire finish? Any house fire finish blades?
they don't survive.
Hey, what happened to Smoke Eater 908? Whatever happened to that guy? He was making
Oh, he's a
nucks.
cool
and-
guy. I used to talk to him.
Did he scam people out of some nucks?
I don't know. He lives in North Georgia.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
He
isn't he in Georgia as well, and also a
He's
firefighter?
like a volunteer fireman, or I talked to him a few times.
He was a
but I
big,
don't-
he was a big YouTuber back in the day.
Dead.
But
I think he just burned out on it like everybody else does.
solid pun.
Burned.
Burned.
Firefighter.
He bought all those sweet hinderers when they were $425 if you were a firefighter. So
No, they limited you.
to 2. All right.
Best new maker. Oh wait, no, we're not.
Best
on that.
collaboration, which
Best
I've been
collaboration.
informed that my answer doesn't count.
Your answer doesn't count. Yeah, yes. Your answer is not a collaboration.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and say Brian, because we need to highlight... I didn't think we were going to give him any of the awards before. I think the Evo Typhoon is great.
It was a collaboration in that they had to collaborate a little bit to get it to work and get it to happen.
If I have to throw the lateral right now, I'm going to say Emerson and ZT, because we finally, get Emerson designs that are made well.
I think you meant to say throw the audible.
No, like, don't try and put me on the spot with football terms here, man. But you could definitely lateral it,
Go.
right? You throw it sideways. Audibles before the play happens. Do not try and make me the person that has to talk about sports here.
All right, I got you.
They'll fail miserably.
You're good. You're good. Move on.
He's
Jake,
in the
it's your turn.
scrum.
Jake, yours are terrible as well, so... Oh, wait, no, it isn't. One of them is good.
But yeah, best collaboration.
One of them is the
Elijah and the knife industry. That was kind of a jokey one because it doesn't quite work. But Adam Purvis, AP Blades, Adam Purvis Blade Work, Metal Works, and the Knife Nuts.
That's the winner.
Oh,
Yay!
Oh,
That's
way
the
to plug 'em.
collaboration of the year.
Yeah.
Hugs all
Wow.
around.
Adam
I was going to say
Purvis-
Black Snow and Spider Co.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's a good one.
That could be a good one, but
Although we haven't
your own
handled the
horn
knife
here.
yet, it could be terrible.
It could be.
Yeah.
The clones are out.
Terrible.
Yeah, we should get a clone.
Shut up, Dave. Close your browser windows that start with AliExpress and
Or
DHgate and get back into this. Come back
I
here
like
with
to keep
us.
tabs on the man.
Yes. Adam Purvis and Knife Nuts. Best collaboration of.
Does that mean this episode falls into that collaboration?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I picked JVO and Begg Knives, so Jared Von Otterloo and Begg Knives, the production company. Well, Begg Knives out in California.
Yeah, he had two very nice knives.
I just think
a
that the
fair choice.
design works well together for both of them.
It is a very fair choice. I'm trying to think of other collaborations I really
Any honorable mentions?
custom. There's probably great ones in the custom world that I'm just completely unaware of. Or not
I guess you could
come to my mind.
shout out the Russian Hokkaido here.
Oh shit, that is a pretty cool collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the folding karambit with millet?
Oh,
No
what?
one's ever seen or handled those yet.
Yeah, but I mean, they blew that. If you go look at the Kickstarter, they raised like 10 times.
Yeah, it was like $250,000.
Yeah, and they wanted to raise like 25,000.
Mhm.
So
The clones of those
I mean,
are also
we would
out.
be remiss not to mention it. However, that knife has yet to be released.
Yeah, the Caswell full transforming karambit or whatever it is. There's also a CRKT version coming out, which is probably why
Yes,
there's already a
and-
clone
And there's also clones of it on AliExpress.
for $13.
Correct.
Blame CRKT for that. Actually, that's probably something else. So you can't blame CRKT for that.
Yeah, at least not until the middle of February. You can try and sue us if you want that.
All right, the next one is one people are excited about that I did not have an answer. Let someone else take it away.
All right, so we're going to talk about the best new maker, which seems like the only obvious award that we should be giving out on this podcast. This was actually pretty tough for me, but because there were actually a lot of newer makers. And when we say new maker, we don't mean it's their first year in knife making. I think if they've had their breakthrough year in 2018. So I will call that the way I chose my answer for this. I gave it to Ian Pekarsky for CMF. I think I said his last name right. For CMF, is it Bladeworks?
Metalworks or something.
Metalworks.
Metalworks. It is Metalworks. I just think he's a great up-and-comer. He's been trained by, spent a lot of time with Jeff, Tough Thumbs. So we know he's been learning some really cool stuff. And his designs are unique. So I give that to him. And I think, and after spending some time with him the other day, too, he's also a really good guy. So
I picked the same as you, Levon. He's, like you said, he's up and coming. He got some really unique designs. He already found his own style. And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with. And I think he's going to be one to watch for a while.
I agree. Clearly.
I picked Luma Blades, Jason. Particularly on the work that he's done since Salmonaro took him under his beautiful wing. to teach him the ways of salmonaroing a knife. The one that he sent us, I don't remember the model name, but he sent for Levon and I to, give it a feel, give it a rub down, and I was extremely impressed. And especially, the year before, technically, I think 17 was his first year making knives, and he was relying heavily on his CNC process, and then kind of took a step back and started doing some more things by hand, and they actually improved, I think, the product. So I'm giving it to,
it's interesting for a maker to pivot towards handmade stuff after working with CNC.
I think he just got really lucky with talking Sal into spending some time with him. So
it shows.
And Jason's a super nice guy.
Very sweet,
former
man, for sure.
Police officer, and I think he's a credit to the industry.
He's one of the brothers. Okay, cool.
Hey,
You can call him brother.
Eat your vitamins.
Well, I would like to also say that Ian is a fantastic guy, but my best new maker is Aaron Frederick.
That's sort of a running joke.
No one's heard of him.
Aaron Frederick's been a new maker for the past 35 years.
Yeah,
Blade show.
Every 25 Blade show he checks in for, they're like, "You're new here, right?"
Rookie of the century.
We put you in the other room because this is your first year.
Motherfucker, I've been coming to this show since before you were born.
Oh, poor Aaron. We love you, Aaron. Happy New Year.
I'm gonna go
He's
with
also awesome.
Tim Gallion re-entering the knife community, so I'm gonna call him best new maker because he has somehow, I don't know if he's gotten out of his Kershaw contract, but he seems to be making customs again. So Tim Gallion.
They seem quite
I won't
nice.
mention him because he didn't respond to our DM.
I think Tim Gallion's got better things to do than be on this podcast. He's in the big leagues.
Finish my.
Okay. Well, the next category no one answered but me, so I guess we skip it.
Yeah.
And then the next,
I don't want to talk about that.
I don't either. That wasn't a good one. We'll skip Jake's as well. Most promising new production company, which there seems to be a lot of these popping up, so it's actually somewhat contentious. And though I haven't handled their knives, I'm going to go with Artisan Cutlery here.
So you haven't handled their knives?
They seem promising.
I have a couple of them, and they're nice. I will give that to you, but you know what kept me from choosing them? Is their entire 2019 lineup.
Yes.
They all look like abortions.
Yeah, they are terrible at designing their own.
Horrible knives. I mean, there's one by one Pinkerton design in there that looks decent, but the rest of them look...
Can I retract my answer? I just realized how terrible they are.
It's too late.
It's a horror show. Going through their shit. Never mind. I have unforgiven them for the swastika logo.
They look like gun show knives.
Yeah, I don't.
New ones.
Well,
but that one that Levon, that one that
Yeah,
you have in the
which is
jam is still
the one
looks
that's more-
so nice.
Yeah, the one that's more traditionally designed and also called the Tradition.
but they didn't make the HIV knife.
What?
Levon knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Did they have a knife that was going to be called the HIV? Yeah, they probably did. Don't even. You know what? I don't even.
No. Let me hold on. I'll send you a picture.
They have some really ugly knives. You know what? Fuck it. Yes. Audible. Best Tech.
Yeah, so that's who I chose. I chose Best Tech. I think they are truly up and coming. I think all the knives that I've ever handled by them have been nothing short of excellent. And I'm really excited about the progeny that's coming out, which is also produced by Best Tech. So it was a pretty easy choice for me.
Oh god, I'm looking through Blade HQ's posts for the artisan knives. What was I thinking?
Yeah, I
This
was
shit,
really
the Cobra?
surprised that.
The Cobra, this shit looks terrible. The
Yeah,
Rabbit.
dude, like I don't know what you're smoking. Brian, have you seen these knives?
This shit was designed in MS Paint. It's all
No, I
straight
haven't.
lines.
Go look up Artisan Cutlery. Just
Oh, these
Google
are
search
fucking-
Artisan Cutlery.
Off. Hold on, I'll just share it. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
just share it. So Dave.
While you do that, my pick was Carson Tech, which is now Real Steel, and I think we have plenty of
Allegedly.
good things to look forward to,
Oh my god.
such as needle bearings.
Yes.
Oh my god. So bad.
Okay.
I'm editing out me ever even saying that Artisan Company.
No, you don't.
I never actually edit these things out. Jesus Christ, we're 31 episodes in. Have you not figured that out?
That's true. He doesn't edit anything that he says he's going to edit ever.
Yeah, unless it's a joke, the edits don't actually happen.
Yeah.
God.
Or actually,
So that
offensive.
means we can move on to most disappointing production company.
Wait, I want.
Oh my
Brian
God, that
to
looks like
see
someone rebladed a
an
hinderer.
existing knife. Yeah, it's so bad.
It's
Where'd
a
you put the link?
rebladed hinderer.
It's
just
in the
sent-
Hangouts
just
chat.
sent a picture.
Why is the blade to handle ratio so?
Oh, there we go.
Why does it look like the new mini Dauntless?
But that's not even the worst one.
No, I mean that was like the second worst one. But that looks a lot like the new Hinder produced mini Dauntless. I hate to say it.
What is
Go
that? A
on
clam shucker?
Yeah. Hold up. Let me send this to the group.
It's cool.
Oh, these are so bad. God damn. This reminds me of when Kaiser first started and they came out with a knife with the flames on it.
Brian, here, go on Instagram and look at these knives.
The Cobra is pretty bad. Oh god. It turns out the
Yeah.
Tradition is the only good-looking one.
Yeah, and the Pinkerton one at the end of this is also okay.
Yeah, they're not very nice.
No.
And there's some that are even worse.
Are they made
Brian,
well though?
stay in the DM for a second.
I was under the impression they were made pretty well.
Yes, they're good. They're good.
Yeah. I wanted to like that dagger too, because I'm kind of on like a dagger kick right now.
It's like they're trying to do funny looking Wii stuff to copy Elijah's style, and it's not working out for them.
They're going through their
No,
phase.
it's not.
Yeah. I hope this is a phase. Ugh. God. These get worse the more DMs you get. Oh my god.
I can't
But
find
I guarantee there's going to be somebody that goes, man, that fucking thing is awesome. And they're, so
They look like
there's going
most
to be a lot of those people out there.
They look like most of Tucson's really bad knives.
And they would be wrong.
Yeah. Tucson usually has about one good design out of
I
every
believe
10
the
knives.
word is Chinesey.
They super Chinesey.
my design.
Do you have
By
it too?
design. Yes. All right. Where are we going now?
Back to the negative categories.
Okay, what's the next category?
Most disappointing production company
Oh, really?
of 2018. I feel like we need to do this one because we need to take some time out to talk about how Richard Wu has betrayed us.
Okay, yeah.
We gave him so much positive press this year, and he blew it.
Before we even go, yeah, that's really the crux of this entire category. But let's just put out. Jake already put ZT, so we're not going to talk any more about that. So we're just everybody else thinks it's Reich knives.
Yes. Right.
Everybody else.
What the fuck was the M1?
They were a shining bright star in the sky in January. No, nothing has fallen quite as hard.
It's like the motherfucker took a geometry class and was like, oh no, I need to start applying all of these shapes I just learned into my knives. There's all sorts of rhombuses cut out of the blades now. Parallelograms, it's awful. The M1 is truly one of the worst knives I've ever seen.
Mine's in the woods.
It's where it belongs. Throw in a creek.
Mine is literally in a creek. I ground the blade in half and threw it in the woods.
How did you get
I
one?
mean, if you
Dave,
have
I just
agreed
sent
that
you the-
There's always a chance you'll win something from the Knife Nuts podcast.
Dave, I sent you the HIV knife. It literally says HIV.
8.
Oh my god.
It's 8.
How did I never notice this? Fuck.
Where did you send it?
Send it to your group.
It's like when Disney used to put like sex in the clouds in like Lion King and shit. This is China's equivalent of it.
I brought this up to We, and they were like, "Oh,
No, I think they just laughed and were fine with it.
yeah, pretty much."
Yeah, they
But
had no idea what you're talking about.
Well, it started as a
Send it to the
rock
group.
pattern. It's a rock pattern that says HIV.
Oh fuck. That's legendary.
And it was, I believe, I can't say this for sure, but I know Jim Skelton noticed it because he said something about it on one of their posts. If I'm wrong, Jim, if you listen to this, I'm sorry. But
I was always distracted by how hideous that knife was overall that I was too busy to notice that it says HIV.
That is such a horrible, 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 horrible looking knife.
It looks like an artisan.
Oh God, it's so bad looking.
We need to find out which Wii knife this is.
Every single.
It's the 619.
Thank you.
Terrible.
From 2016.
Yeah, I mean, this was from their first year, and I mean, we love Wii, but that was not a hit.
I feel bad for the poor animal they laid it on to take these pictures.
Oh God, hold on. I have to find something for this.
But you see it, right?
Oh,
like it says.
I see it.
Okay.
This ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, it's not good. It's also just ugly on top of the HIV part. It's infected.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Its immune system is compromised.
Horrible. Just horrible.
We'll include pictures in the description.
Yes, this needs to be seen.
All right, where are we at?
Where are we at?
We're at best YouTuber.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. So I don't know if we had to pick a new person or just current person who's making videos. But this year I really liked Pete from Cedric and Ada. He did a lot of good steel tests and made some extremely weird videos. They're like really bizarre and out there and David Lynchian that I appreciated. So I'm gonna give it to Pete.
Ryan had an answer to this and he deleted it.
It looks like he might be adding one back in.
I know, but he's not going to add what he had.
Oh, no, I remember. Yes. No, I remember now. I remember.
So you picked Cedric and Ada.
I did. Yeah, that's Pete from Cedric and Ada.
And I followed suit and went with Advanced Knife Bro because I just can't get tired of his.
Yeah, shout out to Mark.
We love you, Mark.
Oh,
hi, Mark.
I was like, my happiest moment ever is when he gave me a shout out for sending him that kukri. I'm in an Advanced Knife Bro video.
Him a kukri.
I mean, I couldn't think of anyone in the world who was more deserving of it or who would appreciate it more. So I sent it to him, and it made it into his newest video.
That's nice. We should send him something else.
Yeah. So I sent him that and some Narragansett, which is shitty beer from Rhode Island.
Cute. Go
watch his new video on the Himalayan Imports kukris. It's great. You get to see him dancing.
Jake?
I chose a YouTuber by the name of Jeremy Schmidt, who... you may have heard of him because he has a lot of followers, but if you haven't, Jeremy is an interesting rural fella who made his own 2x72, and he's the one who set out to actually improve upon the standard design and did indeed achieve it. And then he went on to
standard design of what?
2x72, I just said it.
Oh, sorry.
So that was about a year ago, and the plans are now available because a lot of people have caught on to how superior his design is. It's basically like all half-inch thick plate steel and just incredibly overbuilt in the most beautiful way. And then also the way he's designing just other parts of it, different tool rests and the bench that he built to house the the different parts or belts or whatever, and he just has this whole building philosophy that's really good. It's just a good place to learn. Really good place to learn how to build some stuff. So, and it's not just he's not a knife maker. What's that?
You've played him before.
Yeah, he's not a knife maker per se. He's just a talented, surprisingly young fabricator, I would say.
Interesting.
Overbuilder of things on the YouTube.
Adam?
I'm gonna change my answer again.
What? So change it. Go ahead.
Is it going to be less epic?
Well, I was thinking more of Alex Steele. I like his YouTube channel a lot. He's not a reviewer, but he forges, him and Will Stelter, who makes some beautiful fixed blades.
He looks like Chicken Little.
But he
is
very talented.
Children's animated movie, Chicken Little?
Yeah, it's like Mrs. Doubtfire.
No, just go on, just do a Google search for Chicken Little and then that guy's face.
I have trouble getting through his videos. I think the process and the product are both great, but something about him
his Chicken
or
Little face,
the editing or something, I have trouble with that.
Yeah, it's his
Okay,
bird,
then we'll just
but good
revert
pick.
back to Austin.
It's his bird
Good
like
pick.
appearance.
No. Don't change your mind on my accord. My God.
I like Austin. I like Advanced Knife Bro because he just makes me laugh.
Yep.
And he also provides good information while providing humor.
Completely.
But I like Alex Steele just because of where he's come from and what he's accomplished. And he's only 22, 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he just moved to Montana from Europe.
Listen, let me tell you this. I'm less impressed by people that accomplish things at 23 years old. I'm more impressed that when people get to our age and actually accomplish something.
Smith's a hater.
I feel like it doesn't hurt it. It doesn't happen anymore.
Kind of the opposite.
Because by the time you get older, you don't want to get out of the bed.
Yeah, motivation is gone. So the older you are, you can still be motivated to do something. Good on you.
Honorable mention, Brian. Remember our Johnny Q90 guy?
Are you talking
Right.
another fucking language? I don't even know what you're talking about. Johnny Q90. What the fuck does that mean?
Johnny
Johnny
5?
Q90 was the guy that turns everything into some kind of awesome little
Oh, yeah, that
Machine.
guy had some cool shit.
I
didn't know that was his name.
Shit's not even about knives.
But he did some cool shit. But I can't imagine spending 3 months out of your time putting a
nitro
RC
motor on
a nitro
mini-
motor in a drill
Cart.
or whatever the fuck it was.
the mini chainsaw was my favorite.
All right, Johnny 5. There we go.
Number
Robot.
95. All right. Oh, now I want to watch Short Circuit.
Best dealer exclusive. This was. There's only one. The knife that was
Let's see
iterated
how
on
fast-
most this year.
Let's see how fast we can get through this category.
Just River's Edge Cutlery Power 3. I didn't like it, but other people did. I thought it was unique. There we go.
Same.
Jake,
Jake.
you're supposed to go fast here.
Oh my god.
Oh, I just said the St. Nick's Power 3 just because you guys said the River's Edge Power 3.
Yeah, so basically the summary here is Power 3 iterations are kind of cool, but I wasn't super excited about this category, actually.
Yeah, the River's Edge one just because it has a peanut butter color.
Do we say the Blade HQ versions of the Primordial because Adam's here?
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. All right, that wasn't that fun of a category. Most controversial / questionable move by a production company. And I want to say that...
Oddly specific category, Dave.
No, because this always happens every year. But Boker came through in the 11th hour with the fucking dumbest thing they could possibly do and raised map prices by 25%. 25% in 1 year. They are so fucked. I don't know what to say about that. Can you imagine paying 25% more for a Boker Plus knife?
No.
The Vox Design F3 is now going to be over $200. Just think
Oh
about
my
that.
god.
Yeah. Just let that one settle in.
I have a weird theory though.
That they want to
feel
put
like
themselves
people-
out of business? It's like
here's
seppuku.
what I think is going to happen. I think a lot of newcomers are going to see the price and they're going to see the designs that they have and people are going to buy them because they're more competitive in price with stuff. Not more competitive. They're more in line with prices with Wii knives and things like that.
If that really happens, I'm going to be upset.
They're going to pull the wool over people's eyes and think, oh, look at this. It's $200 and it's got this amazing design. It's going to be just as good. It's not. It's not going to be as good.
Jake, I see you had a candidate in here.
I see he was like going back and forth. He just wanted to make sure that it was him.
You're really hating on ZT this year, man.
At first, I have to ask, can you hear all this background noise going on upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
I would say no. It has not penetrated the soundproof chamber yet, but
Good.
no breaches.
All right, a market improvement. That's all I wanted to know. Most controversial move by a production company. ZT, a once favorite American manufacturer,
Damn
getting
it.
steamrolled by Red China.
They get steamrolled. I got the knives
They
here.
got steamrolled by Red China.
We can hear it now.
They did. No, that was me accidentally kicking my
Oh
table.
my god.
Just so angry. They didn't get steamrolled.
Did you just
They're
get so
getting
angry you kicked the table? That's
No, it was mostly I was just moving my leg, but I need to come up with an excuse.
That would be amazing.
They didn't get steamrolled. They got like
But to use a terminology from one of our most outspoken haters, Red China.
I disagree with this one.
I'm gonna give mine to Spyderco and their audacity to try and raise the prices on the knives that are already arguably overpriced.
Oh yeah, the increase in mat pricing that's probably happening again / whatever is going to happen because of the tariffs. Yeah, if that does happen, I'll give them an honorable mention. Also, maybe
I really hope they don't do that.
Maybe I would give this another award for this to Reich for transitioning into being a company that exclusively makes fucking garbage. So
Trash.
oh god, so disappointing.
Yes, fallen angel of the knife.
Seriously, the Lucifer of knives.
Yes.
Richard Wu was supposed to restore force. He was supposed to bring balance to the force, not destroy it.
Yes.
He's gone full Anakin Skywalker on this shit.
It's so true.
The kids.
Most improved brand. Oh, we're getting a little optimistic here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going with Hinderer. They strengthened their D-tines. They did the tri-way pivot system, which is actually kind of cool. Give it to Hinderer.
That's not a bad option. I'm going with Kaiser. I think that they listened to a lot of feedback, and the knives, especially the ones for 2019, have been pretty good. I know some people had some issues with the Theta, I believe, and it was mainly with the detent on that knife. But I think it's just the nature of how, tuning it so that you can open it with a finger flick or with a flipper, personally.
I mean, they're extremely slowly moving the pivot design to the less bad one, so that's good.
Yeah, but other than that, I think all the knives have been designed very well, built beautifully. I just got one of the mini sheepdogs in Damasteel, and I think has the nicest finished Damasteel of any production company I've handled. And it's just a very fine knife.
Nicer than Wee's finish on the Damasteel?
Much nicer than Wee's.
Oh shit.
Much nicer.
Fighting words.
Subjective.
You haven't handled it. I've seen both.
Don't need to.
Well, we'll have to see how Bestex is as well.
It's probably going to be smoky and just... I hope not. I think it looks...
That's what Kaiser's is like. That's not what Kaiser's. That's what Wee's is like. It's very hazy.
I don't think that's accurate.
It's accurate.
I think Jake's going to say most improved would be ZT.
No, Jake put Microtech, which doesn't make an ounce.
Yes,
of sense.
this doesn't make an ounce of goddamn sense. Jake,
You
what
guys
were
are
you doing
crazy.
when you came up with these answers?
You really have you not noticed the dip they went through over the last few years? And they seem now the offerings for 2018 were pretty solid.
What?
Last couple of
new
years,
knife with the SOCOM Elite.
I
is an
haven't
old
been
knife.
interested. Yeah, the SOCOM Elite looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's
And
because it
the-
looks like a knife from 20 years ago.
No, but the SOCOM
Yeah,
Elite.
but that was an awesome knife.
Yeah, we've all agreed that in the past that's a good knife. But what else have they done this year?
Well, all the newer Microtechs that I've handled, like it's 2-3 years ago, the OTFs that we had, I think, 5 out of 6 Levon were developing some kind of issues. Our Halo from a couple years ago had to go back under warranty because it just fucking exploded inside of itself. And the last year, the ones that I've handled seem to have been markedly improved. And with Sebastian spending all his time down there, I think it's been a good influence. And they got my pick for most improved.
It's a dark horse candidate there.
I disagree. But
Got to keep it interesting.
Sure. I respect your opinion, Jake. Oh.
Doubt that. Whoa!
No one can see what we're laughing at, but that's
Google
amazing.
Docs has, and then a wild fleshlight
inno-
appears.
Under best innovation, no one put a picture of a Sibian.
It's. Oh, okay, yeah, no.
That's a fleshlight.
Yes,
I know. It's a flashlight.
it is definitely a flashlight.
Brian, how
think
many
that's-
fleshlights do you own? Tell the truth.
7.
With kids in the house, I can't own it.
Dude, have you ever seen one in person? They are gigantic. There was nothing subtle about
It's like
them.
a DX80.
Dude, they do look like a
Just when I need
DX80.
something to make my penis feel smaller.
Dude, they're massive. You should try and turn your DX80 into a fleshlight. See if there's some sort of conversion.
Burn your dick off.
No, it warms it up, dude.
Oh. Yeah, we're just skipping that entire category.
Which oh, yeah.
Best innovation?
Jake, you can't come in with these 11th hour categories that no one else had an answer for. Also, is the Gingrich Delta Lock that interesting? It's just like a triangle. Which is the strongest shape.
I haven't seen any action videos of it.
I have not either.
Yeah, well, I put that there in case someone else knew a lot about it, but certainly Snex has been innovating for a couple of years. It's always something interesting that guy's working on.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's fine. The next one also, do we really have an answer for this one? Favorite blade steel / heat treatment facility?
I never even.
That implies we use our knives.
And Jake put an answer for me on a knife that I got 2 years ago. So let's move on. That doesn't count for this.
All right, now we're getting meta here. Yeah. Best podcast moment of 2018.
Oh, this is good.
There are a lot of good ones. I had to go with, I will check the episode, but the one where Brian talked about putting the BBs in his mouth and then described all the symptoms of lead poisoning.
The lead weights, too?
Yeah. And then Jake figured out he had lead poisoning.
Yeah.
You don't really think I do you?
Oh, no, man. It's too late.
Once you get it, you can't get it out of your system.
We have to find out. Now you have to link every one of these funny situations in the... Oh, man. I don't even remember what episode that was.
I can't even remember the last
That was
episode.
very funny.
That was a great
The moment I heard Jason Browse say China D2 as a serious answer to something.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
an important moment
distinguish from his
podcast.
regular D2.
I gotta say, that was an important moment for us. It's basically what set the podcast off, was the China D2 phrase.
Yes.
So, overall, that probably was our best.
I'll also add, going on to knife banter with the...
that was a big one.
With the Blade HQ guys.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was a huge look.
Really, just all the stuff that Levon and I did in the community without Dave.
And I'll also add all the things that Dave and I did without Jake.
Yes, we went on Tim Reeves' podcast. About 3 people have seen it, so
yeah.
It was a great time. That episode is available.
I listened to it.
It is available.
I thought it was good.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every moment of it. So check that out. Think Twice, Cut Once podcast. I think it's episode 5.
It was pretty funny. I laughed at it when I was listening to it. I can usually not listen to myself at all for obvious reasons.
Can I also throw out when Jake sang the podcast last episode and said Salmonaro, put in the sound of the podcast theme? I like that one a lot. No one remembers that.
That was good. Also, Brian's weird sound.
I gotta edit it out.
Yeah, that's a shame.
You should not have edited.
I don't know why you edited that out.
Fair.
The funny thing,
it's not fair to the world.
You know what we should do?
It's not fair to our patrons.
Let's do an impromptu quiz about how much we actually rember about this podcast. Yeah.
Okay. Let's
Impromptu.
I thought I was the only one that heard that.
I definitely said impromptu.
Did he sneeze?
Impromptu.
Bless you.
All right. Let's see.
All right. Dave, what's your impromptu quiz?
What was the first episode of the year?
That was the best of 2017 episode.
That was only like 3 episodes ago.
It was episode 14. # throw your shit in the creek.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that was the best of 2017.
It was the best of 2017 episode. Let's see. Let me try and come up with another trivia question. What episode was China D2? This is a very important one. Everyone should have this memorized.
It was 14, so it had to be 15 or 16.
15. Good job. Right. What episode was Austin first on?
Pre-Blade.
Yeah, it was pre-Blade, so judging by our probably episode 16.
21.
21.
All right. What was the name of the episode with Matt Diskin?
Oh, that was a good one. What was it called?
Fibersmith.
Nope.
Great, not funny guess.
What was it called?
It was You're Never Too Old for Crayons. We did not remember any of this. God damn it. Yep. What was the best artwork of the year? That's the real question. Each one was progressively better.
You guys pick. I'm going to stay
Yeah,
out
we should actually just vote on this.
I can't pick my favorite child.
They're so good. I want to say the one where it's Brian and then we're his kids in the canoe. Episode 23 might be my favorite one.
Where
some of these names, the names of these are worth their own. Like, 13, the Burr King of Dildos.
Yeah.
That was 2017, man. We're past it.
Yeah.
Jake and Aaron Frederick, a love story. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just talking about best names. Pennsylvania
or the last episode of Brian next to his
younger self.
I literally
Big
thought Brian
country,
was going to
big
quit
dick.
the podcast when we did that one.
Yeah, he didn't speak to me for like 2 days.
I truly thought that was over the line.
I actually had to talk. I actually sent a message like, "You mad about this, bro?"
And you waited just the right amount of time because a day sooner I would have told you to go fuck yourself.
I know.
Oh, no. It's at July 16th, episode 24. Passion of the Jake 2, Electric Boogaloo.
That was, oh my God. I totally forgot. So the worst podcast moment, which is our next category, because we need to bring things back to negative.
Yes.
I would say Jake's endless self-martyring.
Yes.
That was definitely the worst.
Oh, when I was filing that
Yes.
for 6 weeks.
Making that stupid fucking fix that we never heard about again. Can we get an update?
We got an update last episode. He finished the knife.
That's it?
You're getting an update, and it's coming in the mail. Don't worry about it.
What an anticlimactic conclusion.
All right, so worst podcast moments of 2018.
Because we always need to end on a negative note. I am going to say Monroe transfer. This should not be the new China E2.
Because I remember I talked about before we were going in, I was like, I'm going to bring up Monroe transfer. I want to see how it goes.
It's just like we didn't invent it. It's not that funny. If you went on Urban Dictionary for 2 seconds, you could find it. We didn't do anything there. It wasn't very good.
I'm thinking about doing a Monroe transfer t-shirt.
My God. I guess we got to lean into it.
I have an idea in mind, and I want to see if it...
Just lean into it.
What do you mean, like a Monroe transfer logo, or you mean a shirt that's made for the Monroe transfer, like with
it's like
a bib
gown
hanging over your ass or something?
Yeah,
it's a gown for two.
It's a gown.
It's a
with
gown
a
for two
tube.
people. Nice. Great idea.
The worst / best podcast moment of 2018 for me was Jake's soundproof chamber.
It failed so horribly.
It was the most amazingly Jake thing I've ever seen in my life. If I had to describe Jake and his quirks to the world, I would show them the picture of him in his soundproof chamber.
Yeah, and I chose the 3 hours I spent soundproofing this chamber.
It didn't work. Your wife
was
busted through it in 2 seconds
hung up
earlier.
in the basement. And it was funny because he used Bose wave technology or something like that to funnel sound directly into his soundproof chamber.
Stella busted through that thing like the fucking Kool-Aid man.
Although I gotta say his new mic setup, which he is very fascinated with, is doing much better.
I haven't heard your beard once, or any vaping sounds. I think Brian's answer.
I have a pop filter, and so here, that's the beard on the pop filter. You're not going to hear much. But
Okay.
Here, I'll give you straight beard into SM57. Right?
The last time people are going to hear it in 2018.
All right, that's enough.
Yeah. The last horrible beer noise of 2018.
You got to do a little ASMR stuff over here.
No, I'm cutting this. Brian, I liked your answer for this one for worst podcast moment.
Well, it's maybe not everybody else's, being that I have friends and shit that bought them, but my worst part of it is my mug on a mug.
It's appropriate.
That was just a piece of marketing genius on my part. I'm just going to put that out there.
He did.
Was Brian's mug on a mug. You know, I was inspired by Steak on a Steak from the PA Renaissance Fair.
All right. Well, I mean,
what a year.
Yeah. What are we looking forward to next year? SHOT Show is coming up. very soon.
Yep.
There's a lot of other knife shows in January too. I just can't remember. TKI, right? Las Vegas.
Lots
show.
of stuff is happening next year. Even with this podcast, there's a lot of stuff that's we hope to be able to bring to you next year. A lot more content. I know we say that a lot, but truthfully, there's going to be a lot. You're going to see more of us.
Paramount. I mean, Paramount among these things is hopefully more knives, more collaborations with our name on them.
That would be cool.
Yes.
We're looking forward. Oh, we know what we need to do before we start.
We need to give away a knife.
We need to give away.
We need to give away a knife.
We
Yes.
need to give away Progeny Knife Nuts Podcast Edition number 30.
Do we have a way of doing this?
No, not at all. So, what I would like to do is to have Adam draw the winner.
How am I going to do that?
Yeah, how is he going to do that?
I'm going to send you the list of the people that are eligible to win, and you can edit this part out, Dave.
Okay.
You know, place. Dave, why don't you play some elevator music while I get him the list?
Wait, what? There's vocals in this?
What?
It's never played this long.
What?
Why did you say "Hey Aqualung"? This isn't Jethro Tull. All right, I'm afraid we're gonna get a copyright violation. I hope you have that list.
Why was that there?
I'm not trying to get us our first copyright violation. Get the shit taken down.
That was a Anchorman quote.
Hey, I have a best new maker.
Okay, let's back up to that one.
I also wanted to mention Craig Brown. Although I don't think he's brand new this year, he's been absolutely just killing it with his machining and his knives. And I know he's about to end production on the I can't remember what the model's called. I had one of them, and Levon, you saw it too when I had it.
Yeah, it was good.
Fantastic guy, fantastic knives, and I think he's gonna blow up even more than he already has.
Wait, is this the guy that does the CNC stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Brown Knives. Oh, yeah, the servo.
Yeah, he's like Brian, but friendly.
Yeah, he is very nice. And he's also supported us for a while.
Fucking A, man. Taking it from all sides tonight.
Oh, I'm just messing with you. You know it.
Guys, I have important news. Browse Blades posted on Instagram 22 minutes ago, who should we collab with in 2019? I'm putting at Knife Nuts Podcast.
Elijah Isham.
Oh.
Yeah. Everyone put Isham.
Nah, I'm at Knife Nuts Podcast.
Oh, God.
So wait, did you, to clarify, did you guys really think that the vocals were in that song?
Yes.
Yes.
And you
Yes,
couldn't tell
I
that
also
was
thought
me?
that. No, I thought it was in the
me
song.
going, "Hey Aqualung" from Anchorman.
Yeah.
Oh, there
No,
really
I'm-
was?
Yeah, it's Play Aqualung, not Hey Aqualung.
Oh well, excuse me.
I think. Now you have me second guessing myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll go watch Anchorman. I think he says, "Hey Aqualung."
All right, did we make any progress to figure
Yeah,
out
I
how
have
we're
the
going to do
list,
this?
but
giveaway?
I have the list, but I didn't put it into anything that could pick it.
Nice.
Do you want me to quickly type it into a randomizer? Actually, you know what? Let me
him
see.
Pick a number and fucking
Hold on,
figure out
there's-
who
That's
it
what I'm
matches
gonna
up
do.
with.
Let me see how much numbers I have.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 14 names on your list.
That sounds right.
Well, count it and make sure it's right.
Yeah, that's correct because I took my mom out of there.
Damn, you hate her,
Yeah,
man.
Okay.
She's getting one anyway.
So I'm at random.org.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone to 1 to 14. We're generating, and number 5.
Number 5. That would be Pip Corona, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Pip Corona.
Yes.
I always read that as Popcorna.
I thought it was Pipcornia. So
Well, it clearly says Pip Corona right there.
you should have done best Instagram name. Mine goes to Zeus Butthole. I'm just saying.
Ah,
That guy.
Butthole.
That guy's a winner.
Well, congratulations, Jesse. You have won.
Yes, congratulations.
Once we get them in 2019, so that's something I'm looking forward to in 2019.
You know what?
The project.
I'm
Wait,
working on it.
did he already order one?
I think he may have.
Let me check the
Probably.
list.
He's just getting two. Shouldn't we maybe have picked some from the list of people?
Can't do it now. Also, why did I just hear a zipper unzippering?
He said, can't do it now. Oh, well.
So congratulations, Jesse. You won Knife Nuts Podcast edition of the Progeny number 30.
Yep.
So the 30 of 30. And I think you're on our list to get one anyway, so you're going to have 2.
He is not.
He's not. Oh my god, he didn't. He's not on there.
That's
Fuck you,
Perfect.
Jesse.
Perfect.
It's very rude.
It's a
Yeah.
And you
good
say
thing
I'm
you're a
nasty.
Patreon
Yeah.
supporter.
Now, let me tell you this.
very gracious.
This dude has been listening to the podcast since we started, and he's
Probably for 31 episodes.
truthfully supportive in every single way. He actually won one of my... I did that little contest on Instagram the other day where I posted some knives and some album covers. I don't know...
Someone
what
won that?
research. 2 people won.
That's bullshit.
They
He's-
went and found the albums that these were. They did some research. I don't know how they did it. They must have just typed what they saw in the cover into Google and somehow figured it out. My mind was blown.
Damn. What did you end up giving away from that?
Well, they're gonna get. It'll be in the mail by the time this posts. They're gonna get. What I promised was a patch, a sticker, and a mystery prize. They're gonna get a little Olight keychain light. They're gonna get a patch. They're gonna get a sticker, and they're also gonna get one of the China D2 stickers. Which
So you gave
I
a bunch
have.
of junk.
I gave them.
You're
a bunch of junk.
so
Listen,
generous.
they guessed an album
Look at
cover.
that.
They're getting that shit.
That was
I've
hard.
got to pay $5 to send it out.
Do you know how many people listen to Blind Guardian these days? Not a lot.
Not many.
Not many is goddamn right.
Yeah, but there's a better joke with the flashlight.
It's true.
Also, shout out to Pop Corona. He is a police sergeant. He is a police sergeant in Tucson, Arizona. So shout out, thank you.
Well, thank
for
you,
your service,
brother.
kind sir. Not that you're helping us up here in Pennsylvania.
Should I send a
Sorry,
DM
brother,
to him?
that you got to be in Arizona.
Should I send a DM to him or let him wait to listen?
Either, both.
I mean,
He's
we're not
also
going to
a
have the knife by the time
He's
hears
also
the
kind of a
podcast.
flashlight guy, so
Yeah.
maybe send him something.
Send him some
It's a good thing he's going to get the stupid
better.
little Olight.
Send him some junk
He got-
in the box.
You know what? He had in his cruiser. He has the same Olight setup that you do because of my experience with yours. I told him to get that for his cruiser. So
Tell him we'll
There you go.
We'll send him another knife if he slaps a Knife Nuts podcast sticker on a perp's forehead after arresting him.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty... or puts it on his, like, right.
That sounds like a violation of many civil rights, but do it. Do it for the podcast.
Do it for the podcast. Well, congratulations. Well, I'm just going to start wrapping up because
Yes.
we've been doing this now for almost 3 hours, it feels like.
2 hours, 23 minutes.
Okay.
It's been
Gentlemen, I'm going to say thank you to to you guys because it's been a blast.
Let's pat ourselves on the back. Self-congratulatory assholes to the end.
Yes, and I'll thank Adam for being an honorary member of the podcast this past couple of months. We chat a lot, and I really enjoy our conversation and our friendship.
It's good to get on and work with my replacement as we're, as we're doing it.
that's
As we're
that really
transitioning.
smooths the transition. That's how it's done.
Don't say that, Brian.
You know what? I do have a question for everyone, a surprise pop quiz. So, your top 3 knives of 2018. Dave, go.
Fuck, I thought we already did this shit.
No, we didn't. Your personal acquisitions. Your 3 favorite knives.
God damn it. Number 1, I'll go start for number 3. Number 3, it's the Thresher, the Gavco Mass Drop Thresher.
Okay.
Number 2, I didn't get that many knives this year. So number 2, the Wii Knives 811 Tyche, Taibo. And then the number 1, my Mini Typhoon from Brian, Sharp Eye Design, Mini
Cool.
Typhoon.
Glad you don't like the Primordial. No worries, rock on.
I don't have it. I forgot I got the Primordial. That's
no
all.
problem.
Yeah, no. In his defense, I've had it since the New York show.
Yes. I had it for like a week, and then I broke it, and then Jake took it, and I have
I
never
only
seen
ordered 30 spare pieces of carbon fiber because you ripped the side off of yours, but it's cool. No worries. Rock on.
Okay, I'm taking number 2 out. Number 2 is Primordial.
Nah, it's way too late for that.
Yes, it is much too late for that. All right, someone shoot me some bail here. But the
All right,
Primordial
Jake,
at number 1.
Jake, you're up.
Number 3, Primordial. Number 2, Primordial. Number 1, Primordial.
Levon, you're gonna have to help me with what I did acquire.
Get shit this year.
The Rex 45 PM2 is definitely on there. The
PM3 you have, not a PM2.
Yeah, I'm sorry, PM3. Para 3.
Oh boy.
That doesn't
The
sound
black-
like APurvis Primordial to me.
I don't have one. The Black Star is on
Good
there.
choice.
That's a really good best tech.
Jesus.
And by the way, I texted Elijah. Yes, it is we.
Oh, we fucked up that whole segment.
Yeah. Both of you stick your nose all the way into your cat's anuses.
I don't have cats. Can't stand them.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Levon and Dave.
Oh,
And,
love you too.
Third,
All right,
Levon, help me out here. What's a third one that I got this year that I love?
The APurvis Primordial? Perhaps?
My
backpack.
Yeah, Dave's backpack. That's my third. Oh no, did I get my Trash Panda Panda Express this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then that,
blade.
yeah.
Okay.
Then my
that's your
Panda
two.
Express Trash Panda kitchen knife.
All right.
It's my top 3.
For me, it's going to be pretty tough to do a
I know
top
where this is
3.
going.
I know
My
at least one.
I think my Hatiar goes in there.
Mm-hmm. I
let's see.
can think of another gift blade.
Yeah.
That would be on there.
You could go with
my
my
top
chicane.
In my top 3,
Yes.
you can think of a gift blade that would go in there. I don't know. That I've purchased, I think, probably the Begg, the Osteo, I think is up there for me.
Nice.
And the chicane, which I still don't.
My chicane.
It's technically his chicane.
That he has harassed me to the point of just keeping.
Oh, yeah.
You're really not going to say the Primordial?
I mean,
Damn, you'll bad
I already
friends.
talked about the Primordial in the beginning of this.
This tisk. Can't believe
Yeah,
no one's
you,
the
you
Primordial.
even mentioned the Euro Edge.
The
Gift
Euro-
blade.
I
Yeah.
talked about the Euro Edge a lot.
Let's vote live on Iowa's podcast.
All right,
Yeah,
bye,
he didn't
everyone.
mention the progeny prototype either. No worries. Keep
No.
rocking.
Just shit all over Adam while he's here. To his face. You know what? Just kick him while he's down. I forgot to say the Primordial. You mentioned nothing about the progeny prototype.
Listen, until you fully take my place, I will always win out over you. That's just the way it is, dude.
No, I think you should win.
I appreciate
I don't know
that, but,
about some of
you
his other choices.
I do like the MIDI text a
Also,
lot.
once these progenies are actually here, it's going to be all progeny talk all the time for like months. So
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Wait, don't we owe it to Brian to let him say that the progeny is a scam, since we said that his knives were a scam and it was a pyramid scheme, they were never actually coming?
I would never do that to somebody. Well, there are some people I would.
Are you gonna have the progeny?
But not to
refund?
Adam.
You have the progeny refund booth at SHOT Show.
A refund booth.
Lehigh, Levon and I had a typhoon.
The micro typhoon
booth.
refund booth.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, good thing no one goes to Lehigh, so it's fine.
But we'd like to. That was amazing. Thank you for an amazing year,
Yes, thank you, everybody.
and thank you to our patrons. We love you guys. I did put up a special thank you for you guys on the Patreon,
And to all of our listeners.
and to everyone who listens to the show, and everyone who comments and talks to us on Instagram. We love it. Everybody who sends us emails, including Matt Diskin.
Red China.
We look forward to bringing you guys a lot more in 2019. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
We gotta do this
Jake,
again.
yeah, one last time. Play us out.
He's so quiet.
Yeah. I need some volume, Jake.
Yeah, Jake, where are you? What are you doing?
It's kind of like a cat.
Yeah.
He sounds like a cat.
Yes. Jake, bring it. And
I'm sleepy.
that's it. All right, that was like 3 hours.
Hey, after we get done, I'll give you my 3 picks. It's cool, no worries.
Oh my god.
Oh!
Adam, sorry that we just completely ignored you the entire episode.
That's funny.
We got so busy talking about shitting
Hold on,
you that
I
we
can
were
start.
shitting on
I
you
can
more.
restart recording, and then I can just put it back in.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to. I just wanted to say that at the end. It was worth it.
They didn't ask me either.
Brian, you
No,
got
they
0
didn't.
knives
You
this
don't
year.
have any answers, Brian.
Brian would say chicane, nemesis dagger, arch nemesis, and Evo.
In the
I don't get to. I don't get. I won't get to own any of them either. So
Brian, nobody did any impersonations of you this episode, so that's the good news.
yeah, you guys are getting away from that.
No one said chicane.
As we transition to Adam taking your place.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so there was a dicey part where let me end the backup recording.
You guys continue. I gotta go pee. I'll be
I
right
also
back.
need to get a beer, and also our backup recording stopped at one point. We gotta really trust that Clean Feed didn't fuck this up,
Okay.
Yeah,
like last
also, I don't
time
think
where
I
we
was ever
lost a
on the
lot of
I'm
Brian.
going to pee.
So let's just hope we didn't lose anyone. All right, grab another beer. I spilled most of my first one. Be right back.
Okay, I guess I'll hit the bowl again. I'll be right back.
I'm just gonna stay here.
I'm gonna get a. I would stay with you, but I am gonna go get a beverage because this is a very rare opportunity. We never have a chance to get up and do anything. One time I had to pee into like an old Tide bottle.
All you gotta do is hit mute.
Yeah, well, I can't hit mute and then disappear. Because then I come back to like, Jake.
Jake has
Jake's
been-
dead. Blah, 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 blah. All right, I'm really leaving this time.
All right, Levon sounds like he's dying over there.
He is.
Oh shit! I really hope we didn't. Hope this doesn't fuck up because we're gonna.
And his cat's gonna. Levon's cat will eat him.
Quincy is savage.
He sounds like, the one that dresses up Mrs. Doubtfire. That's Levon.
Okay, I can see it.
Just think back.
I can definitely.
I've told him that too. I've told him that, so I don't feel bad saying it about him. For 40,000 people to hear or whatever. So.
Oh wow, that's a wild overestimation of the size of our
No,
audience.
it's at least 150,000.
I don't know about that.
Just fake it till you make it.
Yeah, we should start telling our sponsors that.
We're up to 150,000 unique IDs.
Yes.
You might want to get on board.
We'll fudge the numbers a little bit. What are they going to do, audit us? They can't prove this. We can't even prove it.
Prove it. Yeah.
I have no idea what our audience size is. Because podcast metrics are fucked. So, yeah, we got 2.3 million people listening every week.
At least.
Got every demographic on lock.
I'm back.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
It's Mrs. Doubtfire's dresser.
Oh, hey. Matchmaker.
See?
Oh, Harvey Firestein, right? That guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. What's
You
happening?
just need to smoke more.
I plan to after this
Nope, that's not what I meant.
day. I mean, Brian, I'm hoping I get to come see you in the next 2 days or so. Are you
I'm here.
around?
Yep.
I have to bring you some stuff, and Em made these edibles. They're absolutely ridiculous. I ate
Oh,
two
boy.
of them at like 3 o'clock.
Today?
And yeah, today, and I'm still.
Edibles are always scary because you never know how they're gonna go. It could
But
be
they're not.
you could.
They're not bad though. Like I'm coming down from it now, and I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Is this something you choose to edit out, or
This will probably just go at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
At this point, I think everyone has accepted people's love of weed on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I spilled most of my beer on the jacket I was wearing as soon as we started the episode, so things are going well over here too.
Okay.
All right, Jake, you're back.
Back.
I'm gonna play the elevator music.